A one. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Panel Punks. I am Hikaru, the Cosmic Oni, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Enya Kojo, the Stowe Gremlin Bounty Hunter.
Why do you always say it so monotone?
Shut the fuck up!
You always do that. I'm just like, damn. So
It's
excited.
funny. It's content.
It's comedy. I'm the hyper one, and you're the monotone one. No, I'm
Shut the
kidding.
fuck
It's like
up!
every other thing you're very excited about, except for saying your name.
Speaking of exciting stuff.
Yeah, we got some comic news, some comic books that came out this week, and we have some discussions to be had this week for sure with all the new comics
Yes.
that came out, especially one that we're really excited to talk about. But we're gonna start off with the Marvel comics as usual for the roundup, and we're talking about Amazing Spider-Man Death Spiral first.
Yes. This was really good. But I heard some complaints about it. Like the fact that um the main artist something what's his name? Jesus Size? I think that's his name. I don't think it's Jesus Size, but I think it's Jesus Size.
No, it's
Um,
Jesus. Jesus came back
it,
and
it's
drew
G-
it.
it's Jesus Size.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, the he drew all of it, and as someone
Hmm.
who read all of Eddie Brock Carnage and really enjoyed it, I really appreciated that he had time to you know, have the
Yeah,
comic
more
to
of
himself
books.
because his Eddie Brock Carnage ongoing got canceled. But everyone's like, "Ooh, well, I didn't really like it. It's
Hmm.
not good art." And it's like, yes, it is. Oh my god.
It's so weird that this says Amazing Spider-Man and Venom, and there's no Carnage as well tacked on to it. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
that's three
it's
characters.
gonna be a long title. It's gonna be Spider-Man slash Venom slash Carnage.
They've done that before. They've done like Punisher, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Hearts of Darkness. That's been a thing before.
I see. Well, this is the start of a brand new Spider-Man arc and Venom arc and Eddie Brock Carnage arc. It's a big event. It's
Hmm.
huge. So this picks up pretty much immediately right after ASM. Um, Peter's back home from space on his space adventures and stuff. We saw in the last issue that he gave some of the aliens uh Glitch and Simbi and the woman alien I don't know her name to the Fantastic Four to get them healed because they were like getting really sick. And as we can see, um, in one panel, you see Johnny Storm getting bitten by Simbi.
Yeah, Simbi's like sucking on his head.
Yeah. But the main conflict is that this guy named Torment is randomly killing people. And we see in the first like big page this like guy on a lawnmower like dies on his lawnmower.
Well, he gets
And
run
his
over by it.
yes. And his name is Gerald Arbrock. So it's like, okay, what is this all about? Is this an accident or what?
Hmm.
But as we see throughout, it gets weirder and weirder. So this comic is formatted in a way to where the top half is the story, but the bottom panel is like another killing, another killing, another killing. So we see uh Imogen Killarney. I don't know what that has to do with Brock or Parker, except the fact she kind of looks like Aunt May. I don't know what
Yeah,
that's about.
I don't know what that one is either.
But we see that Peter Parker is like going through his like email or his voice messages to Spider-Man, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm Aunt May. Are you okay? Blah blah blah. And then sometimes he gets, it's me, Eddie. It's important. I need you to pick up. Um, but we also see that another guy dies in a tree. Something about ketamine, and It's Mr. Discividanus. Again, pretty like what the fuck? But it gets weirder and weirder throughout the issue.
Hmm.
We see Peter trying to like pick his life back up. Ben Riley kind of fucked up Peter's life in the science place. He kind of poisoned a dude, and Peter's trying to pick up the pieces again. Um, but we also see more killings, like Sharon Abark and Oak Brock. So it's like, okay, more Brocks, more Brock. So this is clearly trying to target Eddie Brock. We see Spider-Man still like kind of swinging around, and again, I love Jesus size art. It's so
I have to
fucking good. I
say,
will
I really
defend
do
his
actually
art.
like this art of Spider-Man swinging around. It's
Yes.
actually really beautiful.
We still see Aunt May calling him. I think also Jay Jonah calls him because
Hmm.
he's swinging around in front of a Jay Jonah sign, and it says, "Parker, why don't you call me back? Why don't you call anyone back?" I feel like that's Jay Jonah. It could be Aunt May, but I interpret it as Jay Jonah. Like
Yeah.
all of his friends are like, "Where the fuck are you?" Um, so he keeps like deleting calls from Eddie, being like, "Peter, it's Eddie. Pick up the damn phone. It's me." We seen a death for Denver Albrock. A lot of Albrocks and Obrocks. Um, he finally gets an voice message from Eddie saying, "Peter, Eddie, I've been trying to get you, but screw it. Carnage knows. He knows your secret. It's all good though. Don't worry, I'm on top of this. I got it, Pete. Promise." And Peter just standing in front of a building, be like, "Oh God." But then we see the first Riley, Gregory Riley. So this guy knows about Ben Riley,
Hmm.
or maybe it's uh
It's Aunt May's side of the family, Riley's.
yeah, it's people related to Peter basically.
Hmm.
We then see Eddie Brock Carnage, not uncharacterized like he was in New Avengers, where he's just a laughing stock of, "Oh, we have to eat people." Oh no, nothing like that. It's them sitting on a roof being like, "Oh, we gotta kill serial killers, but I'm really hungry and we're in New York now, so we can kill people. Come on." Um, we see this giant snake with like a huge lump in its body. Um, Francine Wylan? I don't know what Wylan is about.
Waylon?
Maybe Waylon?
Yeah, that's how I read it.
I don't know how that's related to Peter or Eddie. I'm
Hmm.
not sure. It could be just a distant relative. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think it's just
Maybe
another relative or something like that. That's like,
yeah.
oh, this person's somewhat related, but not quite.
And also a Fitzpatrick presumably died in a car accident.
Hmm.
Um as we can see, like, oh, I know it's Peter Parker, Eddie. Oh, I know his secret, but I'm not gonna harm him. You wouldn't like that. You're in control. And Eddie's like, "That's right, Carnage. I am." And he fucking transforms into Eddie or into Carnage. We see the Brock die, presumably from eating an allergic thing. He just face plants the plate.
Hmm.
He's swinging around, and he's like, "Okay, we gotta find this Torment guy." So they know about Torment from the start. Um,
Yeah, which I'm wondering
we
how.
we see a woman falling out of a boat and like kind of be like, "Hey, what about me?" With a shark fin next to her, so she's dead. And her name is Miss Parker Green. So it's getting closer and closer and closer. So he's swinging around and he goes into an apartment complex. And his suit is like really bloody, and so Karn's like, "Fine, I'll give you some nice clothes because you're the boss." Um, and then we see a Colonel Riley get killed. But the reason why he was visiting the apartment complex is because he was visiting Dylan, who has been living with Paul because Venom. Even though Paul and MJ broke up, he's still kind of living in her apartment for some reason. Not sure what that's about.
I think they said it's
Um,
because his apartment blew up.
Yes. His apartment blew up, but I'm saying like creative wise, like
Oh yeah.
why is he still here?
Nobody knows why this guy.
Nobody likes him.
Nobody's gonna
Unless
take
they
my idea.
reveal, unless they reveal that he is Torment.
Oh my god, that would be
There is
great.
no reason.
Though it wouldn't make sense because he would have been like, "I'm targeting Mary Jane Watson." You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. People thought he was Venom for a while. I
God,
remember
I'm
when
so
all new
glad.
Venom was like
Yeah, and we were
going
all
on.
like,
Everyone's like, it's
"Please don't
Paul,
let it
it's
be
Paul, it's
Paul."
Paul, it's Paul. But then people were like, maybe it's Mary Jane. Ooh,
Hmm.
and then they got like it was Mary Jane. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Um, we see Dylan just really does not want to talk to fucking Eddie, and then Paul is coming and he's like, well, I don't like you either, so get the fuck out of here and talk to him. We see someone getting smashed by a piano. Um, of Bradley Brock. So they're getting closer and closer to Eddie. So yeah, Dylan tells Paul to rightfully fuck off, and they're talking about like, oh, I need your help with something. I thought maybe you know where Venom is. And
Hmm.
Dylan's like, oh, well, sorry to disappoint, Eddie. Venom's not here. These days all up in Mary Jane Watson. So I presume he's gonna go find MJ and be like, hey, you wanna team up with us?
Hmm.
Um, we see that some guy died in a parachute accident, Mr. Riley. Um, then we cut to the Venom portion of the section where she's talking with Flash, having a heart to heart about like um Venom and Madame Mask, stuff from the previous arc where Madame Mask was trying to hunt down Venom.
Yes.
We see a cyclist getting killed. It's from Christine Parker. So again, it's the loop, it's the circle.
Hmm.
They explain for the readers who haven't like uh read Venom and only just read like Spider-Man about why Venom and Mary Jane are bonded is because Mary Jane was jackpot for a bit and she had the double skull in her thing and she was about
Yeah.
to explode and die, but Venom was like, no, bond with you. So they can't unbond or they both die or something, which I'm really hoping they find a way to fix that so that way we can get Eddie Brock Venom again, but that's just me. Um, we also see a actor. Um,
We don't know their name.
don't
It's just that they're
I
dead.
think it reveals. No, it actually doesn't. Yeah, it's just an actor. Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
That's what made me think that they were targeting Mary Jane because of the actor
no,
stuff.
they add her at the end.
Hmm.
But her and Flash like, oh, so what are we? Are we more than friends? He's like, maybe, and she's like, oh, maybe. Oh, that's great. Oh, we're in the maybe box, and they have a fucking thing about that. You see a guy hang himself, Roland Brock. Um, again, the spiral is coming. We also see that we also get a during the Roland Brock death. It's like, oh, there's going to be a funeral bus, a Brock bus, and that gets exploded the very next page.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, she gets a call from Paul, and Paul's like, hey, Brock came over. What was that about? And he's like, oh shit, what did he want? Um, we see another accident. Uh, from Mike Brock Jr. And then we see that like Eddie is like sort of like curled up in the fucking bedroom, like traumatized for some reason.
No, that's
Uh,
Dylan.
uh, yeah, Dylan. Sorry. Dylan's like kind of curled up, like traumatized for some reason. Like what did he hear? What did he say?
No, I think he's
Um,
more just upset and brooding because, Eddie just came to find Venom instead of like bonding with his son.
that's true.
It's like,
True.
what the fuck, dude? Your son's been abandoned.
Yeah. But Michael Brock is killed, so like getting closer and closer, and Mary Jane's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do stuff as Venom now. Are you sure AIM is not gonna harm me? And he's like, well, after that last arc, I became the new AIM guy, so
No,
yeah, you're
no,
good.
Scar. You're thinking of Scar. Because he
Yeah,
doesn't
but
work for AIM. They work for Scar.
no, but he says he runs the show as Agent Anti-Venom. So he's
Yeah,
at least
but they're
one of the
working.
people in charge.
No, but they're saying they work for an industry called Scar, which is like symbiote contact and response.
Okay.
Yeah, AIM would not be working with him.
So like he's like, yeah, okay, transform. No one's watching. He's like, okay, bye. And then Venom's like, yes, I get to fight Eddie again. And we're all like, yes, please have them bond again. Um, and Maxine Brock, who was, I guess, the wife of the other Brock, died,
Hmm.
and so like we cut to Eddie Brock Carnage kind of like arguing a little bit about like, oh, we gotta kill people. He's like, we're not killing people right now. He's like, okay, we'll go to sleep. And as he's sleeping, Carnage picks up the phone and hijacks it, and it's like, Torment, Mr. Redman, always a pleasure. I'm sure. Kind of the name for your spiral. Walks right in with Eddie Brock and Peter Parker. We're all tied together. One big unhappy family. Spirals that make one ugly, twisted knot. You'll have a blast. I'll have to start a new chord, move faster to catch up with the others. But I'm listening. What's the name? And then we see that Maxine, the wife, her body's still dead, and we see Torment on her, like near her, like where his feet's in the vision, and he looks at someone. He's like, Mary Jane Watson, and he looks at a picture and he says, beautiful.
Oh my
So
god.
he's coming after Mary Jane now. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of.
Fucking fucking good start. Really liked it. It was
It's
great. It's
very
good.
interesting. I'm kind of wondering where it's gonna go next because
Like,
Carnage is like kind of a side villain with them. So it's like, oh, he's actively working against Eddie and like everybody now.
yes. Which I'm wondering, like, what's gonna be the end of this? Like, how? What
Hmm.
is Eddie like? Is Eddie just gonna retire and like live with Dylan, or like what's gonna go
I
on?
don't
Because like
know.
we know from the solicits that Venom is going to stay with MJ for
Hmm.
some reason, and she's still going to have issues. They just reviewed a fucking new uh Venom design, which I fucking despise. Um,
Yeah, you
but
didn't
they're
like it.
going to stick together. So what's the plan, Marvel? What are you gonna do to sunset Eddie Brock for now? Because you
Hmm.
have multiple years of plans of Mary Jane Venom, which I don't like. It's like, what the fuck's happening?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know what they're gonna do with that or what they're gonna do with Eddie because it's like he was Venom and is Venom. Like,
yes,
what are we gonna do now with him? I'm
yes.
interested.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. Good stuff. Can't wait to see how the rest of the arc goes.
Hell yeah. Well, that was a lot of bloodshed. And speaking of bloodshed, we're talking about Predator Bloodshed, which is a brand new series from Marvel. It has nothing to do with the crossover stuff. It's kind of like its own story right now. And I decided to read it because I was like, I don't have enough books this week to read. I want to see what's going on in this book. So we pick up, it's the year 2035. A bunch of fighters are arriving at a resort. It's like an the what's it? Off the grid resort where all these rich people are and the fighters are there to get some money. And then we see the predator kind of stalking these guards and then he kills them. You just see them massacred. And then we get like a little monologue from this one guy talking about his life, about how he became a fighter and how he loved it. And for a long time, that's what he did. And then, and he like did a lot of like rich things where he's like partying up and crashing jet skis. And he's like, and then I was hit with the fact that I was a father. And you just see this like lady with a kid, and he's like, "Oh, well, like I had a one night stand, and then I became a father within a night, and I had to grow up like really fast, and it ends up that his kid Cody is sick, and originally he had a job that was good, but then that company got bought out by like another company, so now he doesn't have like any insurance. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go and uh like accept this invite to go and fight at this island. So he's gonna fight for his kid to be healthy. And his name is Kai Daniels, and he runs into his one of his old friends. They're there, and he's introducing him and kind of like walking him through the resort called the Garden. And the guy's already like, "Hey, do you want to do shots?" And he's like, "It is 10 a.m. What are you doing?" And there's a bunch of tech going around here. So they have like hard light holograms and people are enhanced. And we start seeing like some of the other fighters that are here. So we have like Abigail Brown. We have Jacob Bacon is his name. That's how it's spelled. Sarah Molina. And she has like this like her muscles are almost like plates now because they're like metallic and stuff. You get to like see all the like the little specifics that they did to her to enhance her. And then there's other guy going at like the punching bag, and he's like even more enhanced. You could see like the robotic stuff on his arms and everything.
Hmm.
So then Kai is like, what does he say? Says his friend says the VIPs who pay way too much to watch these fights are looking for something unique. And he explains like they don't care if you figure out a way to sneak in weapons into this fight. If it happens, it happens. So like people sometimes get killed in these fights. So it's kind of an all-out battle royale. And he shows him to the ring where there's like a hologram environmental type thing going on where it's like in the woods, and he explains he's like, I suggested they do like nude go-kart track for my fights, but the VIPs always get like a different pick.
Eh.
So then we just see these guys training, and then his friend's like, hey, my fight's gonna be in the morning time. He's like, that means I get 12 drinks in tonight, and just cuts to him like doing a keg stand.
Oh.
And then Kai and Abigail start talking back and forth, kind of giving each other their backstories. Uh, and then it cuts to the first few fights, and it's just like awesome illustrations of people kicking each other's ass. Abigail just punches this guy across the face. Uh, this other girl does like a suplex to this guy. Another guy's just punching each other. One guy breaks another guy's arm, and all while this is happening, the predator is watching, like examining
That's where
them.
he comes in.
Oh, he's been here. He's just been like watching them very, very quietly. Like throughout the book, you just start seeing like interjections of like heat signature. And then it gets to Kai's fight. And he's fighting the super like upgraded guy who has like the mechanics and like he has a metal jaw and whatnot. So he starts fighting him. He's getting the shit kicked out of him. And then he kind of like turns it around, and this guy's like, oh no, you're not like getting ups on me. I'm gonna be better than you. And he presses a button on his arm, and he takes out from his spine a sword.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit, and he starts like cutting into Kai, and he's about ready to kill him, and his arms get cut off, and
Oh.
that's when the predator strikes. He takes this spear, puts it through the guy's head, and explodes. So this guy's chest and his head are like all bone now. And Kai's like, oh fuck.
Mhm.
So he starts to run, get out of there, and the other fighters get in there. Kai's friend gets in there, immediately gets skewered, and is dead.
Oh.
And then Abigail is like, all right, well, I guess it's my turn. And she's about ready to fight the predator, and that's where the issue ends. But we're at 2 people dead, and they have 5 people on their hit list. Kai is not one of them, but the rest of them are on this list. And the solicitation for the next issue kind of hints that maybe there's some secrets that they're hiding and that's why the predator is after them.
Ah.
So I'm interested to see how it goes. It was neat. I would say I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't the best issue ever, but I'm still interested to see how it goes because, it's Predator. You get to see some like cool action, and yeah, I'm
Is
interested to see what
this an
happens.
ongoing or a limited?
I think it's a limited. I want to
Okay.
say it's probably 1 out of 5 from what I understand. They're
That
not
makes
doing
sense.
any long running Predator stuff, and I
They
don't think they
should.
do that with Alien stuff. I don't know if they would because everything has been limited at the moment. I'd be interested to see a long format version. I just don't know what they would do with it because I think they're trying to either have it in the Marvel continuity or out of the Marvel continuity. I know that there was a hint that there was some Star Wars connection in the Wolverine crossover because
What?
when he opens up his ship, like in Predator 2, they hinted, xenomorphs are around in the Predator universe because there's a skull of it. Well, in Wolverine versus the Predator, there is a Rancor skull in one of the ships of the Predator.
It's probably just a cameo. I don't think there's anything else in that.
Probably, but they own the property, so I mean, I'd be kind of interested to see a Predator or Alien Star Wars crossover. They have those big three. Like, it'd be kind of cool to see that crossed over. But
Right.
yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
I just realized Radiant Black comes out next week.
Yeah.
We forgot to do the Radiant Black thing. Did you catch up?
Uh, I haven't had time to catch up. I'll probably catch up this weekend.
What
So,
we'll probably do is we'll have like a section for like Radiant Black, just the entire series, and
oh
then we'll
yeah,
talk about the newest issue.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Speaking of people being hunted, Black Panther Intergalactic #3. This was actually really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than the other two issues. It really feels like things are actually coming ahead. So, uh, it starts off with the planet that T'Challa is stranded in, and now Shuri is in. There's this big like ship, looks like a butt plug, and it is releasing satellites to ship to Earth to watch T'Challa. We see that from the last issue, the bunch of like bug people that had like Spider-Man top halves. He's like slashing them apart, and he's like, "Oh, these are like, they're machines that on Spider-Man, lacking his full intelligence." So he's like retreating, running away, and he senses that someone is spying on him. And we see this like huge 2-page spread, or at least I presume because I'm reading this digitally, of the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. See a bunch of dudes, alien dudes, humans, just watching this planet, and the guy who's transmitting is like, "Hey, T'Challa is kind of limited. You love him, but he's very limited. But what if he wasn't? What if we made an immortal Black Panther? And I will show you
Ayo.
how." So we see Shuri with a kid, the scientist guy's kid, fighting a big juggernaut. All of the clones, I believe, are modeled after T'Challa. So this juggernaut has like the Black Panther like cat helmet on him. So he's like punching he's trying to punch Shuri, and she's like, "Oh, transform my bug form or my bird form." They're trying to like dodge his attacks or whatever.
Bird form.
Um, yeah, Shuri can transform into like creatures.
What?
Um,
Oh, neat.
he throws Shuri like far away, and he towers over the kid, and he goes, "Hey kid, you a threat." So we see
Damn.
Black Panther fighting a clone of a T'Challa clone, I presume, of Green Goblin. He redirects the bombs towards him, and he kind of like kicks him out of his glider. Now T'Challa's on his glider, and he's sort of like looking at like the planet, seeing like what else he can do on this, and he sees like this huge bat trying to come at him. We cut to Wakanda Prime. I'm not familiar with like the guy. I think it's like a deterrent, another deterrent for like one of like the rulers of Wakanda Prime. And he's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to get killed again like I almost did from a scroll in Imperial Number 2. So hey, Ebony Squad, come with me. Let's get out of here. Um, we see that there's this other like I guess this is like the actual T'Challa clone of Black Panther, and he's like, "Oh, am I T'Challa's shadow? Oh, but his shadow, the interest hits the top of that mountain where the crown awaits. It seems like these are some obstacles in my path." And he's like, "Yeah, there's some dudes I gotta fight, but I'm gonna prove my existence." We see the giant bat grabbing T'Challa, and it's revealed that it is a clone of Sauron. It's not a dinosaur; it's a bat, so it's an imperfect clone. So
So many clones.
he tries doing the Dragon Ball thing of I'm gonna overload him with energy, and he's like, "Oh, can I have more of that?" And he's like, "Oh fuck, um, that didn't work." So the Sauron clone opens his mouth. He's about to eat T'Challa, but he reaches his hand in and overloads him that way, and his fucking head explodes. He's like, "Okay, well, I'm falling. What do I do?" The glider kisses him. It's like, "Okay, thank God." He's like, "All right, Shuri, can you hear me? Where are you?" And she's, "Are you in Wakanda Prime?" She's like, "No, I'm stranded in the same planet as you."
Oh my
And,
god.
and he's like, "All right, what are your landmarks?" He's like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at." So she sees this Juggernaut clone looking at Femi, and he recognizes him as the Emperor's kid. And he says, protect. I was only programmed with two directives: protect my emperor, protect my son. And he's like, oh, my father's dead. He's like, oh, who killed him? And he's like, Black Panther killed him, her brother. And he looks at Shuri, and we see the big Black Panther Juggernaut be like, he destroyed your family, then I will destroy his. And that's where it ends with Shuri fighting this fucking Juggernaut.
Oh my god. That's
This,
gonna be interesting to see.
that was a really good issue. The first issue was kind of meh, but this issue was actually really good. Again, things are starting to really come to a head. I think this is a 5-issue limited,
Oh
but
really?
yeah, it's not an ongoing. It's a limited series.
That kind of makes
But
sense.
I really, really want to see how they end things. I'm really hoping they just. I just want a regular Black Panther ongoing, please. Like,
Hmm.
do your weird bullshit to bring him back to Wakanda. I don't care. I know it's technically exiled because of the 60th anniversary issue. I don't care. Just bring him back. Give me a regular ongoing, please. Thanks. Um, Speaking of fighter people,
Hmm. Wait, spider people?
fighter people.
Oh, fighter people. I was like, what? Spider
I
people?
don't know how to segue that.
My thing does not have anything
I
to
don't read
do with.
X-Men. That's your thing.
We're talking about mutants. You were talking about Juggernaut. You could have mixed that in there.
Shit. Okay, let me try that. Speaking of X-Men, X-Men.
We're talking about Inglorious X Force. Oh my god. You over here mucking it up. Yeah, well, I covered Inglorious X Force number 2. This picks up right after they revealed that Kamala Khan is going to be the first mutant president, and Cable has to stop her from getting assassinated, and kind of like is teaching this team of X Force to be like, hey, like we have to keep like her completely safe, so the future is, awesome for us.
It
Though I
was the future's gotta be so awesome.
some
It's gotta
it'll
be
be
so
so
cool.
cool. You and me doing that as a duet. But yes, he's trying to
I
he's
have
trying
not
to
seen that movie.
do you want to watch it at some point?
Yes,
we'll
I
do
do.
we'll do a Panel Punks commentary on it.
Fucking Jimmy Kimmel as Batman? What the
Oh my
fuck?
god, I forgot about that. Yeah. Nicolas
Anyway, go
Cage
on,
is
go on.
Superman in there.
Really?
Yeah, he voices him in it,
Right, because he was gonna be Superman. Find that spider dude.
which they kind of hint at in Flashpoint, which I haven't seen. We'll do a back to
You
back.
mean the Flash?
It's Flashpoint.
But it's called The Flash. But yes, I got you.
You know, it's the same events in there. We'll do a back-to-back screening of those. Anyways, so we pick up with there's this like newscast going on talking about this mutant liberation force, and the news is covering, and Boom Boom's like, "What the hell? This sucks. They didn't even get like my good side." And Dawkins like, "Shut the hell up. Me and Angel are fighting right now, and that's all that matters." And she's just like, like, what did she say? He says, "You aren't supposed to be. You're old. Now, if you excuse me, Boom Boom, the demon and the
Her
angel
name is
have to
Boom
get
Boom.
biblical." Her name is Boom Boom.
Her name is Boom Boom.
That's been her name for a long time. She's actually really hot. I'm not gonna lie. And her and Dawkins have like really huge like sexual tension. I think I mentioned that last issue too. She's like,
Boom Boom.
shut the fuck up and make it nice, you sexy bastard. She's like biting her finger like flirtishly at him while watching him fight Angel. So they're beating the shit out of each other in what is not called the danger room. It's called the danger living room. They put like
Yes.
a spray, like they sprayed the word living in between room in danger. I'm just like, oh my god.
You got Dumpy.
Oh yeah, she's hot. She's really hot.
Sorry, I had to look her up when I saw a picture.
She was
I'm like,
in
damn, she's got Dumpy.
she was in Cosmic Invasion. She's one of the mutants that you save.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But anyways, they're fighting, and then Cable is in his room, like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to like see who killed Kamala Khan, and he's trying to figure out who could have possibly done it that's on his team, because the other reason that this team was formed was to find out who the traitor is. So he's like, I can't remember because I have Swiss cheese brain, so I don't know who the hell did it. And Kamal Khan comes and she's like, "Hey yo, I got to take a private jet. Thank you. What's his name? Worthington. It's Angel. Angel's the one who like provided the plane. Warren is his name. That's right. So, uh, he's like, yeah, it's no problem. She's like, it was so awesome because they also had zesty Hawaiian pretzels, which that sounds amazing. But anyways, Helverine Dawkins is about ready to fight him, and then he just transforms into Archangel and just bats him away. And then
Oh,
and then Cable's like, "Okay, we're going on a mission, everybody. Let's go." And they're like, "Are you sure it's a good idea to bring Miss Marvel with us?" And she's like, "You shouldn't be worried. I fought a clone of Thomas Edison with a parrot for her face. I've seen weirder things." Because they're gonna go fight some guy that has like magic shit going on with him, and Domino is also like still spying on them. She's just literally every time you see her, she is looking through her sniper scope. That's it. She's in that pose for like most of
oh.
this comic, and I'm just like, is she gonna do anything? And she doesn't. So, anyways, they're headed to this place, this facility where they're like old agents of shield, but they're called Wand, so they're like magic users, and they start fighting these zombies. They're just getting bombarded by all these like magical creatures, and this guy named Boone, he's there, and he's like the main baddie, and he has some magical entity in his possession. He's talking to it, and he's like, with you I can do like anything." So they start like beating down the zombies, and I noticed in this issue Miss Marvel has a different power along with her stretching ability. She has like rock fists. Like she can change them into like stone. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
"What? I've never seen this." And it must be like another mutation or something that she gained. So I was like, "That's cool." And she's fighting the zombies. She's like, "I don't want to kill them." And Warren's like, "Hey, you are gonna have to like kill them because they're undead. And if you don't, then you're gonna end up dead."
Oh.
So they keep fighting them, and they're like, every time that we take one down, more keep coming, and they're like, we're getting closer though to the shack here where Boone is, so we're gonna have to get in there. So they start making their way in there, and Cyclops, or not Cyclops, Cable uses his psychic abilities to put Miss Marvel into like a bubble because he's like, I don't need you dying on us. And they start fighting this like Billy Goat man with an axe. Start fighting him, and then they start making their way into the facility where even more zombies are there. And then Boone starts using magic on Cable, and he's like covered in vines, bleeding, and Halvarine starts fighting him. He covers them in vines, which these vines apparently are kind of like a penance stare, if you know what that is. It's like Ghost Rider's ability to make somebody feel the pain that they've dealt on somebody else. So he
Oh,
starts like writhing in pain, and Miss Marvel's like, "All right, I'm gonna use my new ability, my mutant power, to break out of this bubble." And she's like all crystalline and stuff, so she breaks out of that. And Cable is bleeding still, but he breaks into this room that Boone had, where this being was, and it's an ephemeral angel. He has an angel in his possession, and this is something that Cable was looking for because he uses the angel to be like, "Hey, who? Like, I need to investigate. Is Dakin gonna be evil?" And she's like, "No, he's long, like, changed. Even with like his Helverine powers, he's a good person." Because during that same conversation, what's happening is Miss Marvel's like, "Don't kill Boone, don't do it," and it looks like he's going to, and he's like, "I'm not gonna do it because I'm free, like I'm able to do what I want. I'm better than this thing." So then the issue ends with them beating Boone and Cable, checking out and being like, "Okay, well, Dawkins a good person, so that's good." And then they're like, "So was this a lesson for Miss Marvel?" They're like, "No, it was a lesson for you all because it shows that Kamala Khan was going to put her life at risk to save this guy who was like not a good person. She's like the better of us all, and that's what's going to make her president." And then Domino's like, "Okay, you broke into that room, but you also stole all this shield data for yourself, Cable. Why did you do that?" And that's how the issue ends, is being like, "Oh, why did Cable do that? Maybe he's got some sketchy shit going on."
right.
So I'm interested to see what they do with that. It's really interesting, the team dynamic going on so far. The next issue also hints that they're going to focus on Boom Boom. So I'm like, I'm all for that. I want to see more hot explosion lady. So I'd say probably a 8 out of 10 for me. I'm enjoying the series. I want to see where issue 3 kind of puts it, where we're going to see where the story kind of like solidifies more, because we're only 2 issues in.
Speaking of weird time shenanigans, oh my god, what the fuck did I just read? This was the last comic that I read for my haul right before we recorded. And what the fuck is Ryan North cooking in Hulk Smashes Everything #3? This was insane! What the fuck?
This is
The
an
first
insane
issue
cover.
was always destroying buildings and blah blah blah. The second issue is always in Jurassic. He's in the Jurassic period. He's fighting dinosaurs. Third issue is he's in a black hole.
Oh
So we
shit.
see him in a black hole and he's dying. He can't escape it. He's torn apart. He's spaghettified, and yeah, he's dead. But we see little green sparks just forming together. It's like his essence is rebuilding together because he's like
Ooh.
immortal or whatever, and it starts to build, and you see this like tiny like microbe Hulk going and you see him like it's like he's regenerating himself, and he's in this like he's in like the center of the black hole, and he's like, oh, eons are passing in seconds, like the end of the universe is accelerating, and all I can do is just smash. He like smashes his hands in the ground. Doesn't do anything. But Hulk has time. So he keeps smashing and smashing, and he's going, ah! And he goes, Hulk smash! And he destroys the black hole. And
What?
it destroyed, what the fuck was the star called?
The Big Getty Star.
Sagittarius A star, or A asterisk. He destroys it!
Holy
And
shit.
like he suddenly grows spikes on his back. And he's transforming, he's evolving into this huge guy, and he's grown bigger to Galactus size.
Holy shit.
So then he fights Galactus. He just shows up and he's like, you! And he starts beating the shit out of him. He's like, I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy. And he's like, yeah, fuck you! Banner, it's me. No, there's no banner here. So like Hulk, he keeps beating up, and he's like, okay, well, you asked for this. I'm going to consume you now.
Oh
So
my
he opens
god.
his mouth and he starts to like absorb him, and he slashes Hulk in a billion pieces. But he gets like possessed by the Hulk, and he almost becomes a Hulk, and he just it's weird. But as like he's fighting this Hulk Galactus, Franklin Richards shows up looking like Johnny Storm. And he's like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. The universe is kind of falling apart. I'm gonna send you back in time. Bye! Pray I don't see you again.
Oh my god. Oh, is that future Franklin Richards?
Yes, he looks like Johnny Storm.
Oh yeah, that's the one who has Galactus as his herald.
Ah!
Yeah, he's crazy strong.
So then we see the big wizard dude, the guy who looks like Doctor Strange with the big forehead. He's like, okay, he's dead now. Not even a black hole can stop anyone. And then he sees this massive Hulk just towering him. He's like, oh fuck. That's it.
Awesome.
It was such a weird, crazy issue. What the fuck?
That sounds like it's a
Like,
lot of fun.
like nothing can stop the Hulk. Because
Nothing.
he almost killed Galactus. And he turned Galactus into a Hulk. And Franklin's like, hey, it's me. You gotta go now. Bye. The only thing that can stop Hulk is Franklin, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, holy shit, what the fuck was that? I gave it a 9.
The power of the Hulk.
I gave it a 9. It's fucking batshit crazy.
I'm gonna have to read that then. It sounds insane. That cover looks really cool.
The first issue was fine. Second issue was pretty good. Third issue was what the fuck?
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'm covering Rogue
Speaking of big
number
booty
2.
bitches,
That doesn't even correlate.
Hulk's probably got a dumpy.
I was just gonna say, well, I read this. That doesn't need to be a good
probably got a
segment.
dumpy, and I know Rogue does.
Yeah, she's hot. But anyways, in this book, we pick up right back where Mystique was explaining the backstory of like what the hell happened with this Project Pegasus stuff that Rogue can't remember. And she's explaining it a little bit. She's like, oh yeah, we went in there to go get like basically an EMP so that way we could break into the system. But we didn't expect to see Sabretooth there with Constrictor. And then after that, she just stops telling the story. She's like, yeah, I don't need to tell you anymore because the past is the past and you need to focus on the present. And Rogue's like, what the fuck? Why aren't you telling me what happened? Like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm done with you. And she flies off. And Destiny is like, Rogue will eventually remember everything. Wouldn't you want to be the one to tell her the truth? And Mystique's like, another one of your prophecies, my love? And she's like, no, Raven, just some common sense. Fucking idiot. So Rogue is flying off. She gets a call from Gambit. He's like, are you okay? Like, how did things go with your mom? She's like, you know how it usually goes. And he's like, yeah, figures. And during the call, she starts changing, like how Mystique changes. Which I think it's really cool how they illustrate it. It's kind of like how they illustrate it in how the movies work, where there's like scales moving, which I never thought they did that in the book, but they did it. So she starts changing into all these different X-Men. Like her body parts start changing into like magic or beast, and she's like, I can't control this. What the hell is happening? She starts crashing down. She's like, okay, I can't fly, so I gotta figure out who to change into so I can land, survive. She turns into the blob, crashes into this building, and a bunch of these guys just surround her, and they're like, "What the fuck happened? All right, we gotta kill this bitch." So she reappears, and she's in her look from the Brotherhood of Evil. So obviously, some mental shit is happening to bring her back to that time. But she's like, okay, I still can't control my body. I gotta get out of here and fight these guys. She hides, takes one guy out, transforms into him, and then beats the shit out of the boss guy. And then there's this really cool spread page of her like flipping over and beating the shit out of a bunch of guys. She goes into this floor door, and then it cuts to the guy she saw in the previous issue, where when she saw him, she had the flashbacks back to her past. And he's back home and he sees like his girlfriend or something. I think that's what this is. Uh, and she's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I saw the person who did this to me." Because he's in a wheelchair. He does not have his legs. And he's got like kind of like a Joker scar where his mouth is like got two big scars on the side making like a smiley face. He's like, I know who did this to me, and she's going to pay. So apparently Rogue did this to him in the past, and we're gonna figure out why she did it and what's up with this dude. So interesting stuff. I gotta say, probably a solid 7 out of 10. It wasn't the best issue, but it was really cool with the art. And Rogue is hot, so there's that.
Hikaru, I'm reading Rogue because she's hot. Hikaru 2026.
That's most people though. Come on. Get
Speaking
can
of,
I get a hell yeah, brother, in the comments if I'm right? I
speaking
need the most
of,
engagement there for that.
speaking of hot women, sorta, kinda. Iron Man #2.
Yeah, Iron Man's a hot woman.
Madam Mask.
Yeah, I know. I'm being a doofus.
Well, I mean Ironheart, but like. So we see
Mhm.
Iron Man and Madam Mask's past. They're fighting each other on the Space Needle, and I will say it's very funny because Joshua Williamson, I believe, is a PNW native. So it's really funny. He's like, "Yeah, let's throw one of my landmarks out here. Sure, fuck it." I believe he's in Oregon. I believe he's in Oregon with Bendis. I think.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
I could be wrong on that. Anyway, they're fighting and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and he's like, "Well, this all leads to what most villains I fight lead to. It cuts them in bed after
Banging.
fucking, and they're like, they're talking about like, oh, uh, we should really stop this." She's like, "No, you don't want it to stop." But like, but what do you fear the most, Tony? And he's like, "Well, I kind of feel that there's like another like Tony Stark out there, and it probably gave her the idea of like, ooh, maybe we should have a Tony
I like
Stark."
how this whole entire time the lighting is just from his arc reactor. It's really neat.
Yeah,
I like them
yeah.
playing with the lighting in that way.
So that probably gave the idea of like, okay, well, I'm gonna scare the fuck out of Tony by making another Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we cut to New York. Captain America and Iron Man are fighting this guy named uh I don't know his name, but
They're
he's a Latvian
called
dude, and they're
the
all
what's
Doom
it?
Squires.
The Dread Squires.
Red Squires. Okay, not Doom Squires, right?
Yeah,
Different thing, because Doom
but
is
they are
bad.
Latvarians, so they're like,
Yes.
We want to run Latveria now.
Yes. Um, but they're fighting them, and it kind of disqualifies or just confirms the theory I've had that Cap is a clone.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. It seems like they're all just kind of aiming on Iron Man, just
Like
regularly
keeping
just a
tabs
little
on him to be
strange.
like, he might cause some trouble.
Yeah. We did confirm in the recap, it was indeed Norman.
Norman?
Yeah, because we thought it was Harry for a bit. Is the haircut? No, it's Norman. Uh,
Oh, I didn't see that.
because you're like, if they're clones, maybe they cloned Harry, but no, it's Norman. So they're fighting, and like Tony's like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta call 1 sec," and he's like, "Hey, what is it?" And she's like, "Oh, it's Luna. Oh, we met at the party." And
Yeah,
he's
it's
like,
the
"Oh
chef.
yeah, you wanna? What do you want?" He's like, "Oh, I wanna go out with you. You know, we could set things up." And Cap's like, "Dude, here?" And he's like, "What the fuck up? I can handle this." He's like, "Yeah, I'll make the reservation." And hold on there, Tony. I don't know if I trust your taste in restaurants. And you pick up, and then you pick. I'll set a card to get you. How do you know where I live? Well, I just have my people find out, or you could text me. I'll do that. See you tomorrow. Like Cap's like, dude, what the fuck? So they, so they're fighting, and he's like, hey, with everything going on the last few years, you've been through a lot. Health issues, failed marriages, failed businesses. 5 weeks ago, you were clearly lost in your head, which worries me. So he's like worried for Tony,
Mm-hmm.
and Tony like fucks off, and Cap's like, "Hey, I talked to Tony. You were right. We need to keep an eye on him because he's like, there's something going on with the Cap." Then we cut to this prison. They took the teacher guy from the last issue. They're putting him with all the other recipients of the Tony Award. Um, and we see the Fixer,
Yeah.
old ass Marvel villain, but
I
he's
thought he
back.
was Corsair for a moment. I thought this was Cyclops' dad because he has that same look. It's like, what the
Yeah.
heck?
But they're basically torturing all of the recipients and being like, we want them in the same like mental anguish as
Hmm.
Tony to like push them to create something great or whatever.
It's crazy
Um,
because they got Arcade, Mojo, and Mysterio tech to do that.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
holy
I
shit.
guess they work with all of them to make this. We cut to a Gamma base, the Iron Man workshop, as they call it, some sort of like underground bunker or whatever.
Hmm.
And Pepper Potts is talking with some girl named May. I don't know. It's not
It's the same lady who was like helping him manage stuff in the first issue.
right. So they're like, uh, they're talking about trying to find the people that captured all of the Tony Award recipients, and we
Hmm.
see like this like uh 1 page like 4 column thing of like, oh, Tony's fighting dudes, fighting dudes, fighting dudes, because he's like trying to get closer and closer to finding these people, basically. He's hitting all known AIM associates and past headquarters and labs. He's found a few stragglers, but in leadership of the High Council. Must have met a Masker, Adam, Ware, or the rest of the kidnapped people. Why are you not out there in the field helping helping to look? I'm monitoring the back channels in hopes that once word gets out that Iron Man is hunting AIM down, someone will panic and lead us to Madame Mask. Oh, he's trying to find these Tony guys, the Tony Award guys. Then it cuts to Madripoor. I don't know what that is, but it's a country.
It's
Is it a thing?
basically like the country for doing the most lawless shit.
Hmm.
It's a big place in Marvel Universe. It's like
Yeah,
made
so it's a
up.
fictional country. Okay.
Yes.
He's like in this like strip club thing, and everyone's like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing here? You can't
Damn.
be here."
I
And Tony's like,
I
"But
just
but I."
noticed there's some big plus size lady like in the center of one of these panels, and I'm like, I'm okay with this.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Sorry, I had to
So
interrupt and notice
so
that.
so everyone's like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing here?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm just trying to find something. Don't get out of your hair." And they pick a fight with him, and he's like, "I'm unarmed. You don't want to fight me though. I'll kick your ass." And so they fight him, and he just wallops on all of them without even his Iron Man armor. He's like, "Okay, well, uh, I'll see you later." So he goes in, he talks to Modok.
who
was
has
in like this
not
great
his helmet on.
fountain.
Yeah, he's
He's like,
surrounded by like all these people feeding him grapes and everything. These
so they
hot
have a
chicks.
conversation. He's like, "Hey, where's my mask?" And he's like, "Well, after that biz with the symbiotes, your ex and I are not exactly on speaking terms," which is referencing All New Venom. And they're like, yeah, well, tell me, you know, and I'll guy over here. And he's like, no, I'm not fucking telling you shit. And he like gets his Iron Man armor, like a bunch of pieces combined together, and he like is attacking one up, and he's like, "You're barking at the wrong tree, Stark. I'm not who you're looking for." And we see a bunch of like AIM soldiers rush in the building, and he's like, "You don't get it, Iron Man. AIM is not here to save me. They're here to kill me."
You gotta save me, Iron Man. You gotta save me. That's Modok.
Yes. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
I'm interested. He's gonna team up with Modok in the next issue to be like, I can't let them kill you, and I gotta figure out what the hell Madame Mask is up to.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm kind of
Speaking
like
of,
wanting to see what the third issue does.
yeah. Speaking of the opposite of
Good. Speaking of the opposite of good, Psylocke Ninja. God dang.
you fucking hated this
I
issue.
know, but I wanted to see what the next issue would do, and I'm still not into this. This book does not do much to keep me entertained. I'm thankful that there is a little forward at the start that explains what the hell happened in the first issue. So it says that they used the Siege Perilous, which is a device or artifact that made Betsy go back through the multiverse, is what it says, and it scrambled her mind and put her into this lady named Quanon, and now she's like Asian Psylocke again. So they put her
Huh?
back. Yes, they put her back to square one. So I don't know why they did this. I'm really hoping by the end of this 5 issues she's back to normal Betsy Braddock, because this whole situation of putting her in an Asian lady's body is really weird.
It's very weird, yes.
Yeah, because that's the original concept for her, and I'm like, why are we back to this again? So we cut to
Yeah.
her. She just arrived at the chast, which is like the opposite of the hand. It's what Daredevil's like his trainer Stick believed in, to be like, hey, we need to kill the hand. So it's those guys. But she goes in there, she fights a bunch of dudes, and she beats the shit out of them. It's like a lot of pages of that. Like, I'm gonna say like 7 to 6 pages of just that. And then she makes her
Six,
way.
7? 6, 7?
God dang it. Son of a bitch. I need to watch what I'm saying now. I hate it. I hate that I have to watch what I say now with my numbers. Son of a bitch. All right. Anyways, she makes her way to the top, and there's this old lady who's like healing Elektra, and Elektra apparently is like taken over by the Beast, which is the god that the Hand worship. And Psylocke is about ready to like kill this lady, and this lady's like way more powerful than you think. And she's like, "Oh, you're just some bimbo." And she's like, "Wait a minute, no, you're not. You're actually like somebody like way more complex and stuff, and you've been through a lot." And then in the middle of that revelation, that epiphany, she's just stabbed through the chest by Elektra. It's so funny. I was like, that's not sad. That is actually funny that she was like calling her a bimbo and shit. And then it's like, wait a minute, you're really cool. You're really awesome. I'm dead
You're
now.
so awesome. You're so cool.
You're gonna keep quoting
And
that.
dies.
Pretty much.
Yes.
And then Psylocke and Elektra fight, which I guess, yeah, that's kind of a cool pairing to fight each other. But they fight each other for a couple pages, and then Psylocke stabs Elektra in the forehead with a psychic knife, and then that allows her to break from the control of the Beast. And then she feels really bad. She's like, "Ah, shit! I killed this old lady. I didn't really mean to kill that old lady." And then Psylocke takes this guy who can fly and uses him to go down the mountain because she can't do anything. And she meets the handler guy that she was with. He's like, "Who are you? Are you really Quanon?" And she's like, "No, I'm Betsy Braddock. Like, my name is Psylocke." He's like, "So you're not my beloved. So we're just gonna keep using you, so that way we can somehow bring my girlfriend back to life." And then we cut back to that old lady, um, like she's dead, so they're having a funeral for her. And then Elektra's like, "If you see Psylocke, tell me." And then we cut back to the facility where the hand is, and Psylocke is back in like the back to like chamber, this big water thing where they got a bunch of tubes in her, and they're like, "We're just gonna keep using her and renaming her and until we can figure out how to make her like the ultimate weapon." And that's how it ends. And then it hints that she's going to team up with Wolverine and Jubilee in the next issue. And I'm just like, cool. This book really kind of doesn't do anything. I don't know what the
Why are
point of
you
it is.
reading it?
Because I wanted to see what would happen next. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. The covers are hot, but that's it.
Are you only buying it for the Gooner covers?
I'm not sure. Yeah, that'll be my reason. It was interesting. Like I wanted to see what the concept would be for her to come back and stuff, but then I'm like, what's gonna happen? And then nothing much happened to explain what's going on with the actual plot of going back in time and doing this. It's like you interest with a plot of like they're in danger and all these other X-Men and stuff go get sent back in time with her, but we're not seeing what's happening with these other X-Men. So like what happened to them? What happened to like uh what happened to what's his name? Guy who can turn the metal. Why can I not think of his name? Colossus. Like what happened to Colossus? What happened to Banshee? Like what happened to these guys? You sent them in here too. Where are they at? I would like to see the story of that instead of like we're just focusing on Psylocke being a ninja again and bring her back to her roots of being in this Asian lady's body for some reason. Like this is the one X book that I'm like, I don't get it. I don't
Right.
I don't get this.
He
This is
just
weird
wanted that
story.
Marvel Rivals money.
Maybe. Maybe that's really what it was. But
Speaking of the
1 out of
opposite of
10.
the opposite of good.
What? You say the opposite of good?
Yes.
You double negative.
Ultimates number 21 picks up right in the middle of everyone losing their shit and uprising. And we see at the very first page there is the Ultimates Handbook, a revised revolutionary manual. And there are excerpts from the manual in this. We see Luke Cage and the Avengers like uh rioting, and they have a bunch of dudes with them, and they're like um they're liberating a bunch of like cities and everyone. We have Luke Cage, we have Wingspan, who sort of feels like Black Canary. Singularity, which is basically what if Cloak was a girl and there was no dagger?
Ooh.
And then we get Deadpool. But sorry, he's not called Deadpool, he's called Nameless? And he's silent. Oh, but he's mysterious. He's Deadpool. It's just Deadpool. Um, we also see someone named Penance, who is like a
Oh,
dog.
Penance. Yo.
Yes. He's like a dog, and he sort of the devil to get some powers. So they're all like fighting this like flamed skull guy. But we also see that after battles, a bunch of regular civilians with ultimate shirts start helping out, the wounded, or like securing prisoners or whatever. They're like actually helping with the effort without like actually directly fighting.
Mhm.
Um, we also see other cities like Lexington, Connecticut, or Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee, Charlotte, North Carolina, like a bunch of these cities, like just regular civilians just doing their thing, liberating corporations, making it worker owned. We see like this purple haired girl like mind meld with this like blonde haired girl who's supposed like a defector. Being like, okay, we're gonna rehabilitate you or whatever, because like we want to see if you're actually general before like actually let you part of our team. Um, we see Luke Cage be like, hey, these luxury high rises are half empty, and there are a lot of people who need homes. I want them patched up and ready for new tenants within 24 hours. So like actually like taking back their buildings and their city or whatever. We cut to Emma Frost who and Emmanuel DaCosta, who are king and queen of the Hellfire Club. I guess like evil X-Men in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's Emmanuel DaCosta is going to be part of this like corporate owned like superhero team. They call them the Defenders. So we
Yo.
have a bunch of strange ass people that we get introduced to throughout this issue. And it's run by Roxxon, Alchemex, Hammer, Midas, and Beyond. So it's very corporate owned. Um, we cut to a park where Luke Cage is like has a bunch of prisoners are gonna rehabilitate them, and some dude's like, "Well, the Maker already fixed our world. You're ruining it." And then we see them all get very gorely decimated, like blood and guts everywhere.
Oh my god.
And they're framing them as, well, you're killing the prisoners, and that's not good, even though they're killing them. So
Mm-hmm.
we have various people. We have Ballistic. His name is Sam Guthrie. He missile handsome head of the Defenders. We also have I think it's just for these next but they're fighting, and we have like the Penance, we have Singularity, we have Nameless, which is Deadpool. I'm just gonna say Deadpool from now on. It's Deadpool. So Deadpool's all fighting them. Uh and then we get introduced to the Defenders again. Trying to see like who's on this. We have Marvel Boy, who is I want to read you. I am not making this up. This is an excerpt. Marvel
Uh-huh.
Boy, but because it's an announcer, like they're filming this and they're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
here's your new team, the Defenders. Marvel Boy, protector of Tokyo, who single-handedly hunted wild kaiju to total extinction. Is any of
Whoa.
that true? Of course not. The Hinokuni culture is big with the youths these days. They tested it through the roof with something called weebs.
Oh my god. That's
Dennis
fucking
Camp,
hilarious.
what the fuck?
He's calling us out. Oh my god.
We see a Thora, a female Thor, who is very popular with the white supremacists. They even say, that's beautiful Thora, devastating, powered by the Norse gods and her pure Scandinavian bloodline. So it is very much like
Oh
white
no.
supremacist Thora, which it's intentional because like it's the bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what? Okay, it's just some. I'm just trying to see if I missed anyone on here. Yeah, they also say like, for all their rousing slogans, the majority of the Ultimates are escaped convicts, rebellious teenagers, and literal demons from hell. How do you think that plays in the Bible Belt?
Oh my god. Oh no
So
no
we
no wait,
have
you did forget about somebody.
what?
Joe Mama.
Shut the fuck up. We also see Proctor. He is the chivalric leader of Captain Britain's Black Knight Brigade,
Oh
one of the
whoa.
greatest soldiers on the planet. He has a sword that eats souls, so he could kill Deadpool,
Oh
like
whoa.
permanently. And he's like slashing in his arms, and Deadpool's not talking. He's like kind of scared. Um, we see Decay's beautiful daughter, um, grabbing Singularity and she's like, "How are you grabbing me?" And like she slams him. She slams her to the ground.
Hmm.
Um, and they're talking about like we've developed a full slate of live action TV, summer blockbuster movies, animated half hours, action figure lines, and more features characters ready to roll immediately. So this is a very corporate like owned team. Like
Yes.
yeah, we tested. This is a focus group tested hero group, and like we're gonna make millions from suffering. It seems like they're losing really really badly. Like everyone's being like damaged or whatever. Um, but then we see the ultimates, like the civilian ultimates, the ultimate
Oh.
network they call it, start shooting at the other people. They have rocket launchers, they
Oh,
have
whoa.
guns, and the fucking say oh whoa to a rocket launcher.
Yeah, look, rocket launchers are cool, okay?
Ooh, ooh, no, this is your ballistic missile.
I said whoa.
Oh whoa. But
Oh.
we hear from the excerpts from the handbook. Uh, though you may find yourself outnumbered and outgunned, as an ultimate you have the advantage over the enemy too. As an ultimate, you're never alone. Where the enemy is inflexible, you are adaptable and endlessly creative. While the enemy is fighting for fear or money, you're fighting for something bigger, yourself. So everyone's like helping out they're helping out the ultimates, but like some of them get like just brutally decimated. But then they start to fight. They start to win. Deadpool slashes the guy's head off. The Britain guy, the Proctor guy. Um, Singularity envelops one of the other I guess Decay's beautiful daughter. We don't really know her name. It's just Decay's beautiful daughter. In
Hmm.
the dark dimension, he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" Um, you also see that Luke Cage is like, "Oh, I figure there must be a worthiness requirement for your hammer to let someone like you use it." He grabs her hammer and smashes her head in with it.
That's
It
awesome.
is brutal, but all of the people cheer on, "Oh, power to the people, power to the people," and they won. Oh, and like you see the little flame skull guy going ah in the background. And then Emma's like, "Yeah, this thing didn't work out. So, hey, I went into your mind. I kind of fucked up your mind a little bit. You kind of implied to essay a bunch of kids here. Here's your son. I'm gonna let him kill you now. Bye." And the kid is like fucking flaming like fire, and it burns the entire building,
Holy shit.
which is really funny. They just like leave it, and you see like giant fireball. Uh, but yeah, stuff.
Interesting.
Really good stuff. We're
Well,
getting near the end point where it's like everyone's fighting back, and we're
hell
gonna
yeah.
create a worker on utopia. And it's like, yes, more of this, please.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
You know what's my
make it
utopia?
a twink wizards.
Yes.
I
That's
gave, I gave it a 10, by the way. Good ass shit.
hell yeah. Gay
I may even put it a
twink
9. I'll put it a 9.
wizards. Let's go. Wiccan Witches Road. Number 3. I'm excited. I wanted to see more Wiccan. I love this boy. We open up with a long time
Oh,
ago.
you love this boy, alright.
Look here. Can I not love another man? Okay.
Yes.
You're giving me shit for this, okay? I like Wiccan more than just the romantic way. He's actually really cool and neat because we get to learn a little bit more about him in this issue, and it's a
You
flashback.
still wanna fuck him.
Well, yeah, I mean I do, but you can still want to fuck somebody, but like admire their character. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's understandable. Anyways, let me summarize this story. Anyways, it's a flashback to Kid Wiccan, Kid Teddy. Oh no, not Teddy. What's his name?
Billy.
Billy. Yes, sorry.
Eddie is Hulkling.
Yeah, sorry. My brain's mixing the names because they both have a Y at the end. So it's Kid Billy, and he had just built this snowman. He's sitting on the swings with this other kid, and this kid's like, "Why are you crying?" And he's like, "Because these kids beat the shit out of my snowman, and all I wanted to do was be their friend. Like, kind of sucks. Like, I don't get why they did that." And he's like, "I kind of wish that I could beat the shit out of them, but not really." And this kid's like, "You don't really seem to be like the type to want to hurt someone, even if they did like mean stuff to you." And they're like, "Hey, you know what? Let's just rebuild the snowman." So he introduces himself. He's like, "I'm Billy, by the way. What's your name?" And we don't get to learn the kid's name at all. And we cut to the Impossible City, and this is the headquarters of the Avengers. And Scarlet Witch is like, "There's a lot of shit going on with Roxxon. They keep like coming up and disappearing." And she's like, "Hey, Storm, do you want to come and like figure out what the hell's going on with this stuff?" And she's like, "Sure, I guess so."
Back an overnight bag.
Hell yeah. And then we cut back to uh, Billy and him figuring out like this embodiment of the demiurge, by the way. So they're like, "Oh, this is the demiurge." And by the way, this
Kid.
panel, it confused me because I didn't realize that uh, Billy, or not Billy, Teddy was around
Yeah,
the
I thought it
fox's
was
neck.
the fox talking twice. No, it's
Yeah,
totally
it was
his,
really
kid
weird. I was
neck.
like, "Wait a minute," and then I looked at it again. So, anyways, they're talking and they're like, "Wait a minute, I remember you. You're that kid from so long ago. You're my friend." They're like, "Get off of me! You abandoned the world. You went off to go play in space and stuff like that. So you don't give a shit about me." And then a bunch of Roxxon agents start coming in, start attacking, and then they fight back. Um, and then the Demiurge like captures them, puts them in like trees and stuff. And then
What's that?
I don't know what that
All right,
was.
continue.
No, you're good. And then Nameless, the fox, gets hurt. They're like, "Oh no, what the hell happened to Nameless?" And the Demiurge covers them in like some magic plants, and it transforms them into Morgan Le Fay. And by God, she is naked and hot in this issue. She is caked up. I was wowed. But anyways, she's naked. She comes up and she's like, "Hey, it's me, Morgan Le Fay. I was secretly the fox, and I am the most powerful witch." And she's like, "You need to give the demiurge to me." And they're like, "We're on even playing ground." He's like, "Actually, we're not, because you're naked and I have a sword." So then he gives her his cape, and then they're like, "We can't get home because I don't know where the wishbone is that the Baba Yaga gave me to teleport us back." And then also Morgan Le Fay's like, "Hey, you're kind of attractive." So I think that's a little bit of a commentary on all of us. So, anyways, they're like, "Okay, well, we need to figure out what to do with these Roxxon agents." And she takes that bottle that he used to suck up the flames, and she sucks them up and kills those Roxxon agents. Morgan Le Fay does, and they're like, "Why the hell did you do that? You could have done things better." Just like, whatever. Like, this is the way that it should have been done. So, they're kind of like stuck together, working with each other because there's no way to figure out how to get back. There's a flashback to young Morgan Le Fay, and it's revealed that she is the daughter of the Baba Yaga. And the Baba Yaga was like really upset that she was like picking these flowers without asking the flowers if they wanted to be picked. She's like, "You don't respect the
Which is a
earth."
really weird aside from Baba Yaga, but sure.
Wait, why?
I don't know. It just feels like she wanted a reason to slap her kid.
Yeah, pretty much. She's just not a good person. But we cut back to Morgan Le Fay, and she's like making friends with this fairy. She's like, "Come on, here, like you need to come with me." And then Billy is guarding the demiurge. Morgan Le Fay comes back with like two rabbits for them to eat, and she takes this fairy and just twists its head and kills it and uses it to make a fire. And Billy's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you do that?
He just snaps its neck, and it's like,
yeah.
ah!
So like there is like natural magic around us to be used, and this is how I use it. And he's just like, that's fucking messed up. And the demiurge wakes up and is like, you are a bad friend. You fucked off and you didn't like stay here with me. So I'm guessing the demiurge is like now fully embodied in this child, and they were actually fused with Billy beforehand. But since Billy left the Earth, they somehow manifested into this. But anyways, they're on the outs. They're not good as friends right now. And then the demiurge is like, I'm gonna stick by Morgan Le Fay because she's awesome and you're not. And Billy is like, I'm gonna go find uh more rabbits. And him and Teddy start talking. And I gotta say, this is like some of the best like couple writing in comics.
He's like holding his thumb.
Mhm.
It's so hard
Well,
on it.
this is like some of the best writing. He says, I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. Just when I was starting to really feel like I did without my magic, I can't protect you. And then Teddy says, sweetheart, you are so funny. I wasted too many years wondering if I was conjured out of thin air to be yours. If I could go back in time and slap myself and tell him, you're Teddy and he's Billy, go be in love, I would. I am hurting inside right now, and it's a pain that will take a long time to get past, but I will, with or without the throne. Because he's saying, like, you lost your throne and you're without that, so you must be feeling like shit, and I'm over here talking about how I lost my magic. He's like, I'm going to be fine because I'm with you. He says, but I will hold my husband, Billy Kaplan, close to me, and we will rebuild our life. I know who you are, and you are mine, with or without your magic. I was just like,
And again, he's holding his thumb.
that's just so sweet. That is love right there, written in like a couple in comics, and I'm just like, I've never seen that hard of like a relationship dialogue between two characters in comics. So I think that's why I like Billy and Teddy a lot. But anyways, yeah,
It's
they're
not
talking.
just gay couple. It's
Yeah, no.
gay couple with great writing.
Yes, exactly. Like I think that's why I really like it, and that's why I'm like so critical of other gay characters when it's just I am gay and there's nothing else about me. It's like, people are actually like complex and they're not just their sexuality, right? Like there's more to them. So anyways, we're getting like more explanation, and Billy's like, "Oh yeah, that was the demiurge and we used to be friends and we used to go to that park all the time, and then just one day they disappeared." And also apparently this was like the first person that they loved, and he's like, this is not in a romantic way. It was more like the first person I loved as like family pretty much. And that's who I have to give to the Baba Yaga because she told me to do that as well. So, anyways, they're coming back, and Morgan Le Fay's like, they're not doing so hot. And the Demiurge apparently had the wishbone, and they're like, we need to go. And he's trying to apologize, and he's like, I promise not to do anything bad again if you let me do this. And he's like, I know you won't, Billy. No one could do it worse than you. And then they break the wishbone stick, and Morgan Le Fay like pushes them away and teleports. And they're like, oh shit, they took her. And they're running through the woods to be like, okay, we need to find out how to get out of here. When Billy looks up, and there's like these three giant monster silhouettes with
We also saw them in a
glowing
previous
red
panel.
eye. Yes, we did. They were like following them around. But then we cut back, and Morgan Le Fay's like, I'm ready, Mom. Like, let's get this shit going, because now I'm ready to like live up to my potential as Demiurge. And that's where the issue ends, with Morgan Le Fay about ready to get her powers back, and Billy and Teddy are in trouble, about ready to fight these giant monsters. I'm really interested in how they're gonna get out of this. And like I said, I really like the writing in this, in how the couple between Billy and Teddy is written. So I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. Really great issue.
Speaking of
Oh my god.
That's Martian Manhunter number 9.
Hell yeah, this is
So,
great.
how about you recap this and I'll recap Wonder Woman Detective Comics? Yeah,
Oh, you
cool
want me
thing.
to? Okay.
Show my variant cover.
What about a please? Maybe I will.
Please show my variant cover. I'll be very happy. Woo.
I never told you to do it that way, but okay. You put yourself like in these situations of like I'm gonna do it the most ooh way ever, and I'm like I didn't ask you to do
I'm
that.
a trans girl on the internet. I'm kind of legally have to do that.
I'm legally binded to do that. This is a really cool cover.
Yes.
This is like graffiti cover.
My LCS usually stocks most of the absolute variant covers,
Hmm.
and like I was looking when I was about to go to the my LCS, I saw like a bunch of like the variant covers on League Comic Geeks, and they have regular, which looks fine. They have the one I got, which is cover B. Cover C looks
I need to
cover D
draw
looks
him.
fine, but it's a little too busy for my taste.
Yeah,
I need to draw him.
I need to draw Absolute Martian Manhunter. He looks really cool, and I haven't gotten to do any fan art comic stuff. That might be something I do later
But-
tonight.
Cover B was what I picked because I liked it.
Nice. It does look really cool. I like the urban graffiti style of it. Like, I'm interested. The houses are like tilted in the background of this. It's really neat. But anyways, to cover what's going on in this issue, we open up with the Martian getting dissect. Well, no, they say that's not what they're saying. Like, do the alien
It's not
autopsy?
an autopsy.
and
It's
they're
a
like-
vivisection.
Yeah, a vivisection when somebody is alive. So they start tearing into the Martian, and he's just in agony. And there's this great
He's like,
transition.
John, where are you?
Yeah, and this great transition of the Martian like screaming, and like it keeps pulling out, and it's just the eye of John. And he's talking to this couple, and he's like, I'm from the FBI. I need to know about like what happened in this lady's dream. That apparently he's like trying to track down the Martian. He's like, did you see this guy with one big red eye? He interrupted your steamy daydream. And he's like, the husband's like, what the fuck is he talking about? And while this is happening, like this, by the way, Despair the Zero is a variation of another character from the DC universe, Despero.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, they just messed with the names because I was like,
Ow.
how? Despero is
Ow.
like he's like a Justice League villain, but they messed around with him to make like a
Yes, but what's the similarities?
oh, his head, and like he has one eye. Like
Oh,
Despero has three eyes technically, but he has like one eye that's used for like psychic stuff. I'll send you a picture of him later on. But anyways, Despair the Zero is like interrupting. He's like, this isn't gonna work. They're just terrible. They're not meant to be together. And so he's just ruining everything. He's not trying to fix stuff. He's just trying to like see the problems that are there in the situation. So he's like, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna be here. He starts pointing out. He's like, look, like they don't even care about like their son, that like this toxic home life, and the kid is gonna get like addicted to stuff. And he's just like, Jesus Christ. Cuts to them
Right.
like talking to this other guy who's like just drunk off his ass, talking about how he's like, I texted the wrong thing to the wrong wife, and now I'm not gonna be able.
and kids left me.
Yeah. So, and he's like, look at this sad sucker. So, he's ruining that shit too. He's got his arm around him like he's his buddy. He's like, I'm not like the last guy. I'll always be honest with you, partner. I promise. Someone's got to be right. It's like, what's that supposed to mean?
He's
Like,
really toxic.
yeah, he is. And oh my god, this part where he goes to talk to that guy in the prison, and that guy is like, I only have like this amount of time left, and it's kind of like freaky. Like I keep thinking about, will it hurt? Am I going to be like high? And while he's saying that, Despero is like, oh, you're gonna die and it's gonna hurt, like all throughout it. And he's like, in a few days they're gonna kill me in a room they call a theater, and people are gonna come around for miles to watch. Even after all these years, I can't get my head around that. And then John's like, I can't imagine like that soft spoken guy, like what he did to do this. And he's like, he killed a woman and two her elderly sick security guards in an armed robbery gone wrong. And it was like, oh Jesus Christ, he's just pointing out everything bad again. And then we cut back and we see like Operation, and it's just the Martian though. And then we cut to like the visceral stuff that's going on with the agency. There's just like this cosmic shit coming out of the Martian. They can't even describe what it is. It's just a bunch of different shapes. And who is one of the agents. He takes one of these things out of it. It's like this weird star shape. He starts sniffing into it. He gets really, really high. He's like, oh, good green eggs, and man. And then his head explodes into a bunch of colors. And then his assistant, Lo is her name. She's like, huh, okay, that was interesting. Then we cut to another visual, but it's like John.
I like how it's like the operation of like
about the characters.
They're vivisecting the Green Martian. In this therapy session, they're mentally dissecting John.
It's really interesting. But he arrives there for like couples therapy, and they're talking, and the therapist is like, do you know why you're here today, John? It's like, to fix my marriage. And she's like, yeah, Bridget tells me you've been communicating with aliens and stuff. And he's like, no, I haven't been doing that. Because also at the same time, Despero is like talking. He's like, oh, she's digging into your mind. She's trying to get you to be crazy. And he's just like, all this time, like getting like, more stressed,
when
stressed.
she's waiting for an answer, Despere's was like, oh, you should kill him. He's like, no! And he's like, okay.
Yeah, he's just
acting
like,
out of
even further, like making him like just paranoid. And while they're talking, they're like, he's like, I started acting weird after the coffee shop thing. And then his wife actually explains, she's like, no, you actually started acting weird before then. And we get a flashback that John was actually like sent to this town because he was like charged with bribery, corruption, and conspiracy. And they're like, it would be better if you just like disappeared.
This was vaguely hinted at, I remember, in the first issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter. It's why they moved to Note in the first place.
So he might have been a dirty, like,
because he misses DC.
He says nothing happened in DC. I got transferred. He's trying to deflect again and again, and we cut to the Martian, and he's just spewing out like all these fireflies. They're like, this is beautiful, and we keep seeing his son. John's son, what's his name? Tommy? No, Tyler. Tyler is playing with the operation set, and we just see them like trying to destroy all these fireflies. He's like, I'd like to see my son now. Like, where's my son? And this lady's like, you're like showing clear signs of schizophrenia, talking about like aliens and shadows and shades. He's like, how do you know
Agent
about that?
Jones, I believe you're in the midst of a massive psychotic break. Your symptoms are classically schizophrenic. The voices, the powers, the aliens, the shadows, and the shades. And he's like, how do you know about the shadows?
Yeah. So it's like, oh, maybe she's in on this.
Which leads you to believe, I think this was a setup.
And then we also get like another shot of like the past where it's like, why'd you have to go and do it, kid? Like, which is another like agency flashback. And he's like, they're all like talking to each other. She's like, no, you wouldn't mean to, but John, you carry a gun. So he's like, you think I'm a danger to my son? Like, I never hurt my son. And you told me that this was going to be like to save our marriage. Like, you're kind of like sabotaging me here. And he's like, this is more like a funeral than anything.
Or an autopsy.
Yeah. And then you see like Despero's like on his face, like masking him, so he's like almost taking him over with despair. She's like, I'm desperate to figure things out here, John. Like, I'm like at my wit's end. He's like, stop it. This isn't you. And then we start to see Despero vision, and everything just turns to shit. He's like having the worst of thoughts. He goes and he's like, oh no, Tyler. He starts seeing the white smoke, runs in, and he notices now, finally, the white Martian has taken over Tyler.
Yes.
And then his wife is like, I've been hearing the voices. I've been hearing him talk. Like, in my head,
Yeah,
though.
which is why before we recorded, I was like, I have a feeling that like this reveal that she knows. She knows all of it.
I don't think she knows about him because she's still denying the Martian stuff, because she's like, I have to talk to like the therapist to figure out this. But I think she's like not
She knows the
noticing
white
it fully.
Martian, so she must assume a little bit about the green Martian, right?
Maybe something. They're probably messing around with her head still. But anyways, a bunch of these like orderlies come in to come and take him. He runs out, and then it like kind of cuts to him, like, I guess it's like in this haze. He's just like falling into different areas. So it like cuts to him at the agency, and he's like asking for help. He's like, they have my son. And he's like, are you high right now, son? Go home. And we see outside people are getting lined up to get shot. And it's just like, oh my god, like things outside are not good.
part of the. I think that's part of like the
Despero vision.
Despero vision. And, yeah.
Maybe, but like we've seen some crazy shit going on in this town. So it gets cut back, and like his wife is getting like taken over by like the white Martian stuff too. She's like, everything is perfect. Everything is just and then like he's just like in his apartment sulking, and Despero the Zero is like, you think any of you had a choice in any of this? This was like destined to happen. And we're seeing even more of like the autopsy. She's like, there's an anchor to the physical world. There's an agent, and they figured out like that John is connected to the Martian. They're like, is it American?
Yes.
They're like, yes. And then it cuts to the outside of that apartment, and there's a bunch of soldiers about ready to take down
Yeah,
John.
the motel we're staying at. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
It's
after him
crazy.
now.
Yeah. I'm like highly
It is
intrigued on what's going to happen next. Like, how is he going
It
to
is-
break from this guy?
fucking insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's only 10, 11, 12, 3 issues left. So how is this going to wrap up? What's going to be the answers? I'm very
Got
interested.
plenty of time to wrap things up.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I'm just interested in like what's going to happen.
I just wish it was a full ongoing. I really do, because this has been like the best absolute book like they've ever made.
It is, but I do also like that there will be an ending. I'm going to be honest. Like, if anything, this is more of like
Maybe
a
it'll be, like-
solid book to have an ending where it's like, this is the most artistic, most like well-crafted story amongst them.
Yes,
It's
but,
not like
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like after once they make an absolute Justice League, which I feel like
Mhm.
they're going to do, or some sort of equivalent,
something
to
like that. Yeah,
with
they're
the
not going to be
heroes
called
all
the
together.
Justice League for sure. They're going to be called something else though, probably.
Super Friends.
That would be
Um,
so funny.
I have a feeling that like once that gets established, we're gonna see more Martian Manhunter,
Hmm.
because he's a founding member.
Maybe
original.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested to see what goes on. Maybe it will be Green Arrow that ends up taking that place. So, but interesting
Well,
stuff.
maybe, but like Green Arrow is dead.
There is a Green Arrow though, still around.
Yes, but it's probably a different person. It's not
Mhm.
Oliver Queen.
Yeah, we're gonna get our answers whenever it comes out. So I'm excited for that.
But speaking of absolute books, Absolute
Absolute.
Wonder Woman number 17. Please show my variant cover. Thanks. I had a choice of like a bunch of them, but I picked the
It's a
one
really
with
cool
her with the
cover.
sword, because any cover with her with a sword, it's like, yeah, I have to. So this picks up on the last issue where Zatanna is fucking up shit at a party in the museum. and Wonder Woman's kind of like in stasis, and he's ordering there's like Giganta, she's ordering her to like kind of guard things, and he basically uses her powers to like eject a parasite from Zatanna's mouth, and she's like free or something. He's like, "Cool, thanks." And yeah, yeah. Part 2 of 5, by the way. This is a long arc. This is basically the zoo for Wonder Woman. We cut to Area 41. I still don't know what her is. Do I have her name somewhere on the League of Comic Geeks? What is her name? Veronica Kale, I think. Doesn't sound right. I think Veronica Kale was another character. I don't know. But we see Veronica Kale in Area 41. She's sort of like monitoring Zatanna and Wonder Woman, and she's like, "Oh shit, Zatanna's gonna teleport somewhere." Um, we cut to Wonder Woman. She has her powers again, or something like that.
Nice.
Because Zatanna left, so she has her powers again. Um, and so she takes on Giganta. We see that there's like this armored like science person that we saw in like the
Mhm.
Minotaur maze arc. Apparently, they had no choice but to betray Wonder Woman or something. And so she like conjures up a bubble with this person and just shoots him off. And it's like,
Go.
oh, okay. Uh yes, we see Giganta and Wonder Woman fight. And we also see that there are two other characters. There's Cheetah, and there is Ara, I think her name is. So Cheetah and Ara are there, and they're like kind of holding Wonder Woman back as like Giganta like smashes her face in basically. Uh, Before she could do that, Pegasus shows up, the fucking skeleton horse flaming dude, and she puts fire on everyone. But uh, she dodges it and just destroys her. Like she stomps on her, and she picks up her presumably corpse. And she goes outside and she yells, "This is your princess. This is your hero." And she's yelling at Wonder Woman, except she's like, "Oh fuck." So what she does is she grabs a hold of her hair and uses a match magic to make herself bigger. And it's just a constant like she goes bigger, they fight. Gigantic goes bigger, she goes bigger, they fight. And she's sort of protecting all of her friends downstairs. Like she's really big. She's kind of like crouching. She's like, "Hey."
Mhm.
She talks like the one of the scientist girls. She's like, "Hey, protect these people. Get out of here. Just go." He's like, "Okay." So Gigantus is still just wailing on Wonder Woman. She's like, "Okay, just leave. Go, go, go." And Cheetah wants like join in and like kind of attack Wonder Woman, but like Gigantic kind of swats her back.
Yeah.
Um, but she continues to grow, and then Wonder Woman continues to grow, and they're basically like kaiju sized. You see like a 2-page spread of them in the city. They're all like ready to fucking fight, you know. So they take turns beating each other up. We see like they're so big, like little helicopters like swarming around them, like with spotlights and everything. It's really funny. Um, she doesn't want to use magic because she gets countered by it. She kind of like chokes Giganta out. And she's like, "Okay, go to sleep. Sleep and no more harm will come to you today. You have the promise of Diana of the Wild Isle." Um, we see that like the part of the city's still kind of burning, and Cheetah's like hurt a bit, and we see oh, I guess the I'm looking at the League Comic Geeks thing. I guess the parasite is Starro because it's a
Oh.
star-shaped parasite with an eye in the middle. So I guess it was Starro.
Whoa.
That's interesting. Also, the armored doctor scientist name was Doctor Poison. A
Ah,
big
yes.
armored person. Um, but we see uh this like flaming guy, and he's on top of a cheetah, and she's like um begging for her life, and he's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
this will be all over soon, my dear. Thank you for the sweet release from freedom, all you never really wanted." And he just stabs her and presumably kills her.
Oh shit.
Um, but Wonder Woman goes back to normal, and she like charms sort of like a little orb and like throws it at her, and she kind of leaves. Um, and she comes back to see Cheetah's dead body, and we see this like flaming guy. He's a skeleton. He has a little bit of a human face as like the flames, and he uses Zatanna's magic. So
Oh.
this is Giovanni Zatara,
What?
and
Oh
he is
shit.
melting Wonder Woman's arm.
Okay. Damn. What a way to change it up there.
I love I love Zatanna. Zatanna's so cool.
I
And
like.
also, this is my favorite ongoing of episode Wonder Woman. Though I felt like this issue was a little bit lacking. It was just a lot of like, it
Mhm.
felt kind of destroyed a little bit. Just fight scene, fight scene, fight scene. There wasn't like a lot of like character moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
that
really
makes
good. It's really,
sense.
really good.
What do we have next?
Speaking of stuff that
Oh
has
yeah.
amazing character writing, Detective Comics number 1106. This is the final issue of the Courage That Kills arc. We see the Lion and Batman sort of like talking, and the Lion is taunting Batman because he used his courage toxin all over the city, and we see a bunch of like panels of like um this couple like proposing, and they're like, "Oh yes, of course." We see this guy writing a "I quit" a resignation letter. We see these like this mom and her child apparently moving out of this like abusive man's home. Uh, we also see like this guy about to come out to his family.
Oh, nice.
So
Let's
like
go.
everyone's like affected by this courage, but it's also bad stuff as well, because it's like, oh, these kids are playing on top of a moving train. This guy's not looking behind him when there's a monster, probably Killer Croc or something,
Mhm.
behind him. And then we see, oh, it not only like fear isn't just something that keeps us from doing good things. It's also to protect us and to assess risk. And on the assess risk caption, we see Damien unconscious on the floor. My child. So we see a bunch of like civilians, like they're attacking Gotham Police Headquarters,
Mhm.
and they're all beating up like Batgirl and stuff like that.
Jesus
And
Christ.
we see Vandal Savage, who's like the commissioner or whatever, being like, "Hey, the mob is to be intercepted and stuff by any means necessary. Lethal force is authorized." And
Jesus.
we see Gordon, who's a cop now, being like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Officer Gordon, you're not in charge here anymore. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of the mayor." He's like, "Do as you're told, Jim." And he just punches Vandal. He's like, "You can't send cops to murder people."
Hell yeah.
Um,
That's why
so we
Gordon's the
see,
best.
so we see, yeah. So we see Batman and the what's the guy's? I keep calling him the Lion because that's what I kind of refer to him as. What is this dude's name? Name is. Does not say on here. What the fuck? Is it in the last issue? Maybe.
Perhaps.
Uh. No. Why can't I find this guy's name? What the fuck? Huh? What? Why can't I find this dude's name? What the hell? Leo
No.
Kingsford. That's his name. Leo Kingsford. Oh yeah, he's here. I was blind. So we see like the we see Batman holding like the test cure or whatever that like they wanted to test the child on, but he's like, no, I'm testing myself on, and he like takes off his wire, and he's like he's breathing normal air or whatever. He's gonna get infected, but he injects himself with the fear toxin, and he starts having a psychotic breakdown. We see like this huge spread of like his entire like his history of like, oh, he's with his parents, and oh, Bane's breaking his back, and we see the Joker and him fighting. We see Catwoman and him kissing, and we see him losing Jason Todd. He's like experiencing all these memories, and he's like, but fear is what's keeping me alive, making me plan, and like we see him like about to fight Leo, but like his fear vision is like turning him into this giant lion monster with giant claws. He's having a
Oh my God.
hallucination. But nonetheless fights him and headbutts him and kicks him, and like we see the Batmobile just run him over.
Oh God.
It finally gets on top. He's alive though, thank God. But he's like getting on the Batmobile, but he's like, oh, this is terrific. The city's already infected. It's been building for days. And he's like, yeah, that would explain things. There are thousands of people marching on police headquarters. Like he's watching like a ton of like civilians just rioting in the streets. And he's like, well, we want that cure out, right? And like the fear toxin, he's like, do it. He's like, you sure? And he's like, I'm sure. The experience is difficult. The people will come through, and we are out of options. So they're desperate to like cure these people. We see Batman reuniting with Damian. He's like, Damian. He's like, Father. He's like alive. And he's like, oh, thank God you're okay. You're safe, son. And we see everyone sort of like grouping together. Batgirl is kind of like retreating a little bit.
Mhm.
We see like all these like planes like shooting out the fear toxin towards the people. And we also see like this scene of like a bunch of like riot agents, you know, the people that are called the riots or whatever.
Yes.
And we see a bunch of like civilians like protesting, and they're ready to kill civilians, and they shoot
Damn.
at them. But before the bullets hit them, the Batmobile comes just in time to block all of them.
Yay!
And Batman is on top of like the buildings. He's on like all of the billboards. He's like, people of Gotham, go home, leave, run away. And everyone's like, oh shit! Like they're running away because they're like with the fear toxin, they're afraid again. So they're
Mhm.
running away. And Mr. It's like this is only a temporary solution. The toxin we're off. The lion's poisoning will remain. We need to work harder. We need to create a cure. Maybe not. What does that mean? Take Robin and Dr. Midnight, so he's worried about his son, right? But as the fear toxin is spreading across, we see those original panels of people not being fearful, regretting their choices. We see the couple being like, no, I don't want to marry. I'm sorry. We see the guy who said, I quit, saying, I am sorry for my previous email. And then we see, I think he's writing in a spreadsheet. He's writing on a spreadsheet
What?
application.
Oh
I don't know
no.
what the artist was doing, but I see little like the cells. I'm like, what are you doing? We see the mom and child coming back to the abusive dad. Or
Oh,
whatever.
damn.
Like, they're like they're being fearful again. But he tied Leo up on the gates to, I guess, have him be arrested or whatever. And he's like, where's the cure? And he's like, there's nothing you can do for me. Nothing you could take from me that would mean my cooperation. Without fear, you have no power. You're Gotham's monster. That's all you are. All you'll ever be. And he's like, oh God, I gotta fucking get back. So he goes back to the Batcave. And he sees this package from Leo. Keep in mind, at the beginning of the arc, him and Leo were like gambling in a casino.
Mhm.
Bruce. So Bruce and Leo know each other. And we also got a flashback of like him and Bruce know each other before. And he sees this like package. It's this like alcohol glass, some sort of like whiskey or something.
Oh.
And on the letter, it's a letter attached that says, uh, Bruce, I didn't feel that buying you one drink was enough. And he finds out that drink contains the cure.
Oh.
So the whole thing with this arc is that Leo loves Bruce. He idolizes Bruce. But he despises Batman.
Mm-hmm.
In the final scene, it's them in the Arkham Towers. And he's going up to check on Leo. And they're talking, and they're like, oh, I've come a long way since your science fair, Bruce. I'm sorry I'm disappointed, but I still want to thank you, Bruce. Not just for your help, but for believing me, encouraging me, for caring about me. I know what it's like now, trying to help a city that kicks you in the face. I won't stop. I won't let him win, as in Batman. And I think you understand why you keep trying. Because this city's scared too, didn't it? And we see a child Bruce talking to a child Leo. Child Bruce says, yes, I was scared once. Child Leo says, yeah, so was I. And we cut to like this last panel of Bruce in his suit outside and Leo trapped in the prison of Arkham Tower. They're both children, and Leo says, two hurt children of Gotham.
Ugh.
Oh! That is why I read Batman. Oh,
That's some good stuff right there.
Now get Tom Taylor and Miles already, for the love of God.
Damn.
That was that was so good. Oh my God, I love that song.
He's a really good writer.
I gave it a 9. It was fucking incredible.
Wow, really?
Oh
Not
my
a 10 out of
God.
10?
It hurt my boy Damien. I wanted a little more Damien in it, but like, oh my God, it was. Next arc of Detective Comics is gonna be him and Dinah and Ollie. They're all gonna team up. They're gonna do a story together. This would be great. I hope this is the reason why they killed Cardin's run.
I don't know.
But oh my God, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna clip this, and I'm going to make that a clip as you making those sounds.
Shut the fuck up. Speaking of Justice League members,
Yeah, we're talking about the Flash. The Flash. And I think this is the first DCKO tie-in that we're talking about tonight.
yes,
Yes. So, okay. So what was going on in this issue last time? They stopped the Dark Legion from trying to prevent Barry from becoming Flash, and then Impulse is like, "Oh, I gotta stop Barry from dying in Infinite Crisis now." And it's like, "Oh my God, no!" Or no, it's just Crisis. Sorry, not Infinite Crisis. It's
that's how it hurts.
yeah, he's like, I gotta stop him from dying. So then we cut to that. We cut to Barry in the events of the crisis where it's showing like the ANT monitor about ready to shoot off the antimatter cannon to destroy the planets. And Bart shows up and he's like, Grandpa, stop. And he's like, who the fuck are you? What are you doing here? And he's like, you gotta stop. And Darkseid's just watching, like, good, he's here. If he stops this, then that's good, because then Omega Speed will take over everything. And I guess that's his own version. He has his own Speed Force, and that's what they're trying to do. So he's fighting with Barry, and he's trying to stop him. And then Wally comes in. He's like, "Oh my God!" Like the Legion is in the middle saying "All hail Darkseid." He's like, "Jeez, give it a rest, will you?" He's like so tired of this shit already. And in his monologue, it's so funny. He's like, "Okay, so, but he's like, my name is Wally West. I'm probably about to get my ass kicked, but I need to stop Darkseid from stopping Impulse, from stopping Barry before Barry stops the anti-monitor cannon." And then Saturn Girl says stop, and he's like, so much stopping, and he just takes this electrical wire and just zaps her in the head. He's just like, Wally's at his end. He's just like, fucking shut up, everybody. This is too much. And then we cut to Max Mercury, and he's looking for a character from the Challengers of the Unknown, in this big robot that they have with them. What's his name? The Ultivac is what he is. And apparently these two did not succumb to like the Omega sanction. They were able to like break from its mind control or whatever. So then he's trying to find them so they can help them fight Darkseid. So he recruits them, and while he's fighting the Legion members, and this one member who's a speedster is like trying to catch up to him, and Darkseid's like, "Fuck you, you can't keep up to him, so now you're gonna get absorbed into like the Omega Sanction. So fuck you." So it absorbs him. But there's two Darkseids in this situation. There is the one from the present day with the axe hand, and there's the one in like the past that he's kind of like fighting. So, he's fighting the Legionnaires, and in the middle of the fight, he's like, "Oh my God, Bart, you're such a fucking idiot. Why are you trying to stop Barry from dying?" He takes the Legion ring, starts flying towards him, and the Legion's like, Darkseid's like, "Go after him!" And then, Max and the Challenger of the Unknown and the Ultivac appear, and apparently the Ultivac was made by Darkseid. And he's like, "I don't work for you anymore, so fuck you, Darkseid," and shoots him with a ray. It's awesome. They start fighting each other, the teams do. And Saturn Girl is about ready to fight. No, she's about ready to take over Max's brain again, because he was like taken over in the last issue. And then the Ultivac's like, "You can't control me because I have no mind. I'm a robot." And just squishes her, and I'm just like, awesome. And then
Awesome.
yes.
Cool.
Shut up. I can say awesome and cool. But then Wally's like, "Stop it, Bart. Let Barry die." In He's about ready to become the Speed Force again, and then Barry does his thing, dies in the Crisis event. And Bart's like, "Why does it always have to happen? This sucks." And then they're just like, "Wait a minute. Well, Barry's fine. He's awesome. He's alive." And it's like, "Yes, Bart, he was going to be fine the whole time, you idiot. He comes back." So then the time stream is like all fine and everything and dandy. And Max goes back to the past because he's young Max right now. And then Wally and Bart race towards the future, and he's like, "Okay, we fixed everything. Everything's back to normal now." And that's where it leaves off, is that they had this whole shebang just to be like, "Oh, we're gonna travel through time." And I think Wally by the end of it is like, "I am never time traveling again. Fuck that shit." And I think that's the point of this, is that because this is originally supposed to be called an event called Impulse Point, because he was going to try and cause shit to happen. And it's like, Bart, never fucking time travel, because it's always going to lead to some stupid shit. And I think that's what Mark Waid was also like commentating on, is like, Flashpoint was not a good event. Like it's interesting to look at, but like it ruined things because it brought in the new 52. It's just like, oh my God. So I'm ready to see what happens in the next storyline of this, because apparently somebody else is taking over. I think it's not going to be Wade. So I would say probably a 6 out of 10. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but I'm like not a fan of time travel stories.
Speaking of Mark Waid,
Mark Waid.
Justice League Unlimited is the last issue of the current arc we're in, where I think it's called the Terrific 10. Yes,
The
Terrific
Terrific 10.
Where this Terrific was trying to stop Neron doing something. We see that in Oklahoma City, people just being brutalized, like just being beaten up by a bunch of villains who are like, "We want to take over the world. We're Darkseid destroying it." And we see like Ted Cord being like, "Hey, we gotta evacuate people. What's going on?" And uh, the other Wally, the new 52 one that was like the nephew, the little black kid. What the fuck was his name? His name is
Wallace?
Wally or Wallace.
Yes.
Wallace. He's also called Wally. Fuck off. He's like, oh, the bad guys get ready to send their souls to hell. That counts, right? Because all the villains are like, we are gonna go to hell because we're gonna be safe there instead of where Darkseid is. Um, but then we cut to like Ted being like, oh, we don't we actually I think it's Martian Manhunter. I think it's Martian Manhunter being like, we're fighting the devil himself on two fronts. Has there any word at all for Terrific in his group? And Ted Cord's like, it's not like there's cell service in hell, John. We've heard nothing. But if anyone can outwit Neron, Mr. Terrific can. And we see him not outwitting Neron. He's kind of dying.
Jesus Christ.
Owl Woman betrayed him in the last issue.
Mhm.
And he's like, Owl Woman, what the fuck? Why did you do this? And she's like, well, you told us you were expendable, right? But like, I want a shot at being real because, like, you know, I want to be a real person, not a fucking random time anomaly. That's why she betrayed him. And she's like, I knew that if beckoned, he could save me for a price. All he asked me was to monitor the league for him. A group of people I didn't know who were nothing but distant history. And he's like, lady, you're pathetic. You're rationalizing. Stop. You're trying to tell me you sold your soul to the king of the demons? Any leaguer who would do that doesn't have a soul worth saving. So everyone's like, okay, I'm gonna take this giant bat demon. I'm gonna send you to a pit of hell with a bunch of souls or burn them or whatever. Cut back to Oklahoma City. All the Justice League Unlimited members, including some guy who looks like Spider-Man.
That
I
might
don't
be
know his
Sideways if I'm thinking about it.
Sideways.
But he doesn't
What?
look like Sideways. He has a different design, this guy does. So I don't know who he is.
Sideways. Let me see if I can find him. Thomas Skull. Kid Flash. Yeah, Kid Flash is in this. Rana Dorada? I think it's Rana Dorada.
What?
That makes sense. Yes.
Rana
The new superhero from Costa Rica. They first appeared in some Justice League Unlimited issues. So Rana was like to call it DC Spider-Man. See him kind of or her fighting some dudes, or him. I'm not sure if Rana's a guy or a girl name. But Neron's like, okay, well, we gotta defend hell now. So he sends like this like decayed corpse out to like fight a bunch of the Justice League members.
Jesus.
And Owl Woman is seeing like, oh god, everyone's like dying. I gotta do something. So, oh no, it is Owl Woman. It is Owl Woman. She's like kind of decayed, but she's kind of not. It's a little bit unclear. She's like, hey, I'm okay. I'm part of the Terrific 10. I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? And she's like, I Mischief in trouble. Teleport to hell immediately. And he's like, I don't know what you're fucking doing back there, but okay, sure. And it's some guy with like a trench coat. It's not the Question. He has a face. It's
John Constantine?
Dr. Occult.
Oh.
Dr. Occult's like, all right, go to hell. Like, okay, keep the port up as long as you can. She goes in the back of a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
What?
That's what it looks like. The portal looks like the back of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So he goes in there, and like Mr. Vic's like kind of falling in this pit of souls or whatever. And Owl was trying to save him, and Neron's like, "Oh, you're a grateful cow. We had a deal." And Owl Woman's like, "Oh, I monitored the League, Devil. I saw them. I heard them. I finally finally understood. She's kind of fading out of existence as she pushes Mr. Terrific out of the portal. He's okay. He didn't die. The solicits weren't clear that if he survived or not.
Let's go.
Like, he's out of hell. He's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, this place is falling apart. We gotta get to the Phantom Zone. Everyone go to the Phantom Zone. You're safe there. And the Flaming Skull, Atomic Skull, was like, after all we did to you people, you show us mercy? And Airwave's like, without mercy, we have nothing, Mr. Skull. We're all okay. Mr. Terrific enters as well. And before he leaves, Mr. Terrific's like, I knew it was at stake. What matters is that Naran is no longer a claim on one of them. He had a traitor in our midst. One of them says, "Good Hermir! Which one?" And Mr. Terrific looks back and says, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they all died heroes. And it shows a splash of, like, the old Parallax guy, Guy Gardner, Batman Beyond, like all the other heroes
Mm-hmm.
that died. You know, as if you order them or whatever. And it
Oh,
says in the bottom, DC KO Epic includes DC KO number 5 on sale in March. And bring it back here for the aftermath. You will not believe what happens next. Yeah, I know what happens next. Lex Luthor wishes Superman out of existence or something, and he's part of the
maybe.
Justice League. That's my theory.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm interested to
Good shit.
see what happens.
Good shit. 8 out of
Yeah.
10. Thank God Mr. Terrific is alive. Ugh!
Yeah. He
I
needs
thought
his
they were gonna kill
ongoing
him off,
series.
but no, he does not have an ongoing series.
He needs one. That's what I
Yeah, he
said.
doesn't need one.
He had a limited
Yeah.
one. We need him to have a ongoing one.
They should give the unlimited part to Mr. Terrific and give him an unlimited ongoing.
Mr. Terrific Unlimited. Or make a new Terrific 10. Or a new Terrifics book. Oh my god, that would be awesome. Terrifics is really cool. I need to read more of it. But
Speaking of Justice League members,
yeah, the Green Lantern number 32. This is actually legacy number
yeah,
599. So we're close to issue 600, people. And we're getting a hint that maybe something big is happening in this issue. So we open up with it's Star Sapphire and Dove, and they're like going to Paris, and they're like, oh my god, there was this like SOS alert. Who the hell like sent it off? And Dove is like, oh, it was this arrogant jock with who's a fighter pilot. And she's like, wait, what? And it shows Hal, and he's all dressed up, and he's like, hey, I'm here for our date, Carol. And she's like, oh, this is awesome, we're actually like here together finally, because they're both like busy being superheroes, so they have like no time to go on a date. And Dove's like, yep, I lied to you, and no, I'm not apologizing. So
Aww.
oh, she lied to her about the situation of that there was an emergency, because Hal was the one who was like, oh hey, like tell her there's an emergency in Paris. And they were like, oh okay, that's gonna be our excuse to surprise her that there's a date going on here with me. So that's what was going on. So anyways, we cut to it a dystopian like future. It says Dark Sector 7, and it's Hal Jordan. He looks like he's got like half of his body burnt and stuff. He's like sneaking around on Oa, and it's saying like, I'm like some of the like only parts of like the Lantern Corps left, and he's trying to sneak off the planet. And behind him, the Guardians are like following him, and it's just one page, but it's like this dark future that we're getting a glimpse of. Then it shows Hal, and he's sitting there, and he's like waiting on Carol to get dressed, and she's in this hot like skimpy red dress, and he's like, oh my god, this is the love of my life. They go out, and it's a bunch of montaging of them being in Paris, having the best time of their life. And he's like, am gonna owe Ollie so much for this because Ollie's helping him out with the date. So they're talking, and he tells her, he's like, I've been seeing like uh visions of the future ever since I read my name in the book of Oa. And she's like, why didn't you tell me about this? And he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, well, if it wasn't, it was like any other day, I'd beat the shit out of you, but like this is the best night ever. And he goes to get up, and he reaches in his pocket, and he is gonna try to propose to her. And
Oh,
yeah, and she like looks out the window, she's like, oh, there's some kind of danger or something happening. And she doesn't see that he's like getting ready to do this. And he's like, oh, of course. Like in the middle of me trying to do this, there's something going on. And there's this character called Cupid. And she's fighting like the cops. And she's hitting them with like a crossbow grenade launcher. And they're fighting her. And they get hit with this big blast. And it knocks them over. And she notices Hal has a ring box, and she's like, wait a minute. Did she just ruin our proposal? Your proposal? My proposal? And she just goes like ham on her, starts beating the shit out of this lady, and she like conjures these two this big dog, a rabid dog that's about ready to kill this lady, and Hal just puts like a collar around it. She's like, calm down, Cujo. I think we scared the shit out of this lady. And she's like, yeah, my lesson's been learned. And apparently this lady was stealing some kind of artifact that had like a small piece of Carol's ring that is actually part of like a bigger thing for the Star Sapphires. Like she has to go collect like a bunch of pieces now for it. And it's like, oh no, you've got to go do a mission. I've got to go do a mission. And he's like, I could still do this proposal thing. And she's like, no, we need to like go do our missions and then come back to each other. And once we do that, we can like finally get married. So it's DC pulling another thing where it's like, are these characters gonna get married? Nope. It's another
I hope they
cap.
do.
I hope so too. I hope so too. Like kiss, and then they go off, and then we cut to Kyle Rayner, and he's
Yeah.
playing baseball on the moon with a bunch of constructs, and he's like, Hal's like, oh, nice one. And he's like, how long have you been there? He's like, since the bottom of the ninth. And he's like, I'm fucking embarrassed. And he's like, don't sweat it. I've done like worse. And he's asking him, he's like, hey, can you watch the Earth for me? Because I'm about ready to go do something. He's like, Hal, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And he's like, it's supposed to happen here. And he's like, what's supposed to happen? And just a giant green ray just envelops Hal. And there's a crater, and he's gone. So Kyle is going to be the one that takes over for Hal right now. And the last page is Hal Jordan like appearing in some science lab, and it's Jane or Jan from the Wonder Twins being like, Green Lantern, what are you doing here? And then it says to be continued in the epic oversized anniversary issue, Green Lantern 600. So we're gonna see what happens here, but after this, after issue 600, Kyle Rayner is going to be the main character of this book. So I'm excited for that. I love Kyle. So I'd say probably I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 because I don't like that they baited us. I want to see them
Yeah.
get married really badly. I was like, oh, they're gonna do that because the next issue's solicitation was like, oh, Hal Jordan's got to do a journey, and I'm like, oh, like everybody's like defending him so he can go get married and stuff, and it's like, oh no, he's actually going on a journey. I was like, damn it, come on, let him get married, let him be happy. So it's okay. I'm interested to see how issue 600 will go, how they celebrate the legacy of the Green Lantern. What's next? Oh, Superman. Superman. The next DCKO
Yes.
tie-in.
Yeah. I'm mixed on this issue.
I liked it.
I'll explain this a little more in detail. So
Mhm.
it's a time trapper, and he's like, oh,
The
Me
time
and
trapper.
Superman fought each other, and we killed each other. But like, I have a, I need Superman because like we're tied to each other. Then we cut to Superboy Prime, still beating up the Legion members,
Yeah.
and the robot Superman is also there as well, and they're fighting dudes, and the Legion members have like kind of the upper hand, like kind of really one of them's like dismantling um the Superman robot,
Yeah.
and Superboy's like, no, don't do that, what the fuck. Lois Lane and Supergirl,
Saturn
or
Girl.
Supergirl, Saturn Girl is like talking to each other, and Supergirl's like, "Oh, I know everything that's gonna go on. I know all the events."
Yeah, she
And
reveals that Superman lost in the DCKO event, and Lois is like crushed by it. She's like, "No."
yeah, and see Superwoman again, so like fighting, but Saturn Girl's like trying to mind meld Lois Lane a little bit, but she sees all of the memories of
Clark
of
and
all the different
Lois
of all the
just
different
being
characters.
lovey-dovey.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, maybe I'll be good." And she's like, "I can't hear Darkseid anymore. What the fuck? Oh, I'm free or whatever." Um, but the Superboy's fighting the what's the other dude's name? The big guy.
Lightning
The
Lad or Cosmic
Lightning Lad.
Boy? There's two of them.
Lightning Lad.
Gotcha.
So like they're fighting, and like Superboy has one of them like
Yeah, his Lightning Lad in like a chokehold, and he's about ready to snap his neck. He's like, "I'm not gonna
I'm
do
gonna
that."
snap his neck. I'm gonna snap his neck. He's like, nah, I won't do that. I'm not that person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other Legion members just sort of retreat.
Yes.
And they won. But the Time Trapper's there, and he's like, oh, you heard Saturn Girl. Superman is lost. A chance to run, escape in the past, and keep running. But he's like, hold on, Superman robot. Show the thing.
Show
And
Superman's mom.
Yeah, Superman's mom being like, Doomsday, I am Laura Van, and I come bearing revelations as to your true origins. And this is the part where I don't like. You were created on Krypton. You know that. You believe you were created to destroy Darkseid. Darkseid is the Omega, and you are the Alpha. The beginning and the end. You are more than death. You were only created only for destruction. The powers of resurrection represent second chances. Because everyone had that opportunity. Death, rebirth, death, rebirth. You're the embodied life eternal. The Alpha. Krypton never got a second chance, Time Trapper. I'm gonna give my son give his stop to World 1.
You say you don't like that. I like it. I actually like that.
I don't like
it's
that.
A
I don't like
different
how they
thing
made
from-
basically. I don't like how they basically made Doomsday just like a Krypton invention that was just there to stop Darkseid as one specific event. It's
That's
weird.
not the
don't
thing. I think
like it.
the fact is like they inadvertently made him the Alpha. I think that is what happened. He wasn't intentionally made for that, but he ended up becoming it. Which I think is kind of neat. It's like, oh, like the character that killed Superman is now going to be like the character that saves him. So I'm interested to see how they do this. And I always, like I was telling you, I always put Doomsday and Darkseid on like the same kind of power level because it's like, oh, they're like big Rocky type dudes. So it's kind of cool to see like, oh, Darkseid and now Doomsday are on different ends. So I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna go head to head in the finale.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with him. Maybe if he like just dies for good in this event, I'd be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not really a fan of Doomsday as a character because he was just invented to kill Superman. He's not really interesting. I think they're trying to bring stuff into him. It just feels weird, you know. He's a timekeeper or whatever.
I think it's interesting to change a character like that. It's almost like, and this is a weird thing to compare it to, but it's like when Dragon Ball Z did Broly again. where Broly was like just a character to be like a big musclehead character. Then they did Dragon Ball Super Broly, and they added like so much character to him, and I was like, oh, that actually makes the character way better and makes more sense. So I think that's the case of like why I like this more, is because it adds to Doomsday not just being like this muscle headed guy. He's like more complex to that now. He's like evolved and changed. So I think that's really cool.
I don't know. Yeah. But we see the Superman robot like dying because the mission's complete. And
Yes.
Time Trapper just fucks off, and he's like, "Oh well, I'm gonna go stop Darkseid now. No matter how large his army is, I have just enough power left for one last life." What? There's more.
There's an epilogue.
They cut to the super ship. Mercy and Superwoman are like talking. It's like, "Oh well, Titans evacuated people. Miss Terrific mission was a success, even though I don't know what his mission was. It seemed like just kind of escaped, and that's kind of it. But whatever."
Yeah.
They're walking around. It's like, "Oh, we have a bunch of people on here, including Superman's parents."
Yeah.
For some reason.
They're going around. They're just being like huge moral supports to like
And-
all these parents.
And Lois is like, "Okay, I want to introduce you to someone. This is Superboy Prime." And he's like, "Oh, actually, I was hoping you'd call me Clark." Setting up the reign of the Superboys.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for them to be taken over and kind of like having him again. They're like, oh no, we're gonna have to raise Clark again. No,
We have to raise another child. Oh no.
this will be interesting because he's so different from regular Clark. As you can see, he's like, I will kill people.
I am curious. I am curious as to how they're going to wrap up DCKO in general. Like, what's going to happen? We haven't had any leaks about it.
Comes out next
Nothing like
week.
that. Well, we
Comes
had
out next
one
week.
leak, which was we thought Aquaman was going to win, but it wasn't.
Mm-mm. He just has cosmic power because he somehow got dragged. It was Mara's mother posing as his kid was able to
Yeah.
drag him away from the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he's keeping his cosmic powers.
Yeah. That's about it
Yep.
for that issue. I gave it a 7 or something. Yeah, I gave it a 7.
I'll give it about
Was
probably
pretty
a
good.
7, a solid 7. It's pretty good. Now to talk about the
Down
book
to
that
the
everybody
last
should be talking
one.
about.
I think we should talk about the topic before we cover this.
Yes, I was
Which
actually
is-
going to ask you if we could.
Save a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are room. So this issue got leaked.
Yes.
I
This
didn't
is-
read it. I didn't read it before that happened. I
Me either.
picked it up and I read it normally.
Yes, we both did.
But there is some rumors that DC intentionally leaked this to sabotage
Yes.
Miles.
And that's kind of crazy.
And
There's no
Whether or not that's true,
they haven't said anything. They have
No.
stayed silent. It was just like it got leaked, then it got taken down. But this is during Black History Month, guys.
Yeah.
And mind you, we have brought up in past podcast episodes that it has been over 1,000 days since in main continuity that there was a main led black character book at DC. And we're wondering, like, what is going on? Why hasn't there been one? And why, out of all the books, was this the only one that was leaked? So there is a lot of evidence here to be like,
There's
DC
something going
did
on.
this. Yeah.
regardless of if something is going on or not, I feel like it is important that people pick up this book because it means that we can potentially get milestone because they tease it at the end of this
Mhm,
that we're
we
going to
do.
get more milestone characters.
More static, because they have been pushing static. Like there's the Batman Beyond static, and he appeared at the end of the Kids Are All Fight book. So they want static. They want him.
Yeah.
But they have to like at the stake of like burying Milestone. is what they want to do.
Yeah.
They want to get the full rights to Static, is what I'm guessing. So for them to do
Maybe
that,
they already have the full rights. I don't know.
I don't think they do. They have to have like some kind of agreement with Milestone. So
I thought Milestone was an imprint. Is it a separate company?
it is an imprint, but they kind of have to have like the permission of the people that are in charge of that to be able to print anything, I think. So, and that's why there's been like so much pushback for why a milestone books are available or not to be printed, because it's like DC is messing around with the rights of it, like whether they want to print it or not, and how much they publicize, like, and do ads for this. Like, how many people knew about this book coming out? Like, if you looked at the most pulled books on League of Comic Geeks, this was kind of lower, unfortunately. And I want to say that's on DC's fault for not pushing this book as much as they should have.
I don't think poll ratings on Comic Geeks like is equivalent to sales.
No. But at the same time,
I do feel like this probably sold pretty well because
I hope so.
oh my god, my LCS had so many copies of it, so it must be selling well, right?
Well, we would hope so. I like I told you, I want to go back to my comic book shop and see if people bought that book, and if there's still a
kinda do
huge
too.
stack there, I'm tempted to buy a bunch of it and then maybe even give it to people and be like, "Hey, read this," like, in like, want them to make more Static and Milestone character books. Like, I was intrigued because I didn't know too much about the Milestone universe beforehand. Like, I knew about the existence of Hardware and Icon, but through this book I learned more of the history of them, and I think that's interesting. And you also said you have a hot take about this compared to the history of the DC universe stuff.
Okay, so I was someone that read New History DCU when it came out originally, like issue to issue. It was very informative, but it wasn't like exceptionally entertaining.
Yes.
This book is both. I think it's better than the original series, honestly.
Yeah, you
Like-
said that reading the original series, it was
we'll
more like you're
recap this
reading
in
a wiki page compared to this having like an original
we'll
story
recap
going
this
on.
in a second, but like the fact that it tells an actual story
Mhm.
as well as some like history dumping is just like great.
Yes.
Anyway, go recap this. Go recap this.
Yes. So we open up with Beacon, who we've seen before in the Static and Batman book that was going on in that Elseworld story. So we see him going around. He's fighting this villain called, what's his name? Shiv. And they're fighting through the city, and he's like, "Okay, hey, Uncle Virgil, do you know where I can like store this guy? Do you have like a spare place that I can like put him?" And in the middle of this fight, just a bunch of like electric and like cosmic shit starts happening, and the whole city just phases out, and Beacon is sent back through the time stream. And he's like, "Oh, like there's some kind of time shit going on," and he starts to like recognize the golden year of Dakota City. Like, this is when the superheroes started popping up here, and we start
I do
to see
like how it like the title page for the thing. It's like it shows like all the DC events.
yes, and then it
at
starts
the bottom,
showing
it shows the Flashpoint, or not the Flashpoint, the milestone events.
yes, which
of,
is really
like,
cool.
Hardwire, Static, Icon,
All these
that.
other characters, it's really cool.
Hardware.
Anyways, we're seeing Dakota City, and then we see Edwin Alva, who is apparently like the catalyst for everything, and Curtis Metcalf, and they're planning to try and lower the crime there by developing.
And keep in mind, this issue was made by several artists.
Yes.
And this first one is the same artist who drew Mr. Terrific Year 1.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It
That's
is
awesome.
the same art style.
That's really cool. But anyways, they're discussing on like how to lower the crime rate in this one particular area of Dakota. So they developed this thing called Operation Big Bang, and it ends up killing a bunch of people. But it's kept like on the down low. And so what happens is like Alva, he is praised for being like this guy who stopped gang wars, but they don't talk about the fact that the Big Bang operation killed all these people, but also caused a lot of people to change into what they call bang babies or metahumans in this case. And there's a lot of them that are called the Blood Syndicate.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first Bang Babies were the Blood Syndicate,
Which are
And
not
superheroes. I also
superheroes.
remember when I was reading Batman's Static Beyond, that they called Bang Babies all over the place. That's a Static thing, not
Yes.
like a Batman Beyond thing. Which is
Yes,
interesting.
that's what they called them in the show too, because it refers to the Big Bang.
Yeah, but we see that first hero of the Bang Babies, Static. The
Yes.
first guy, Uncle Verge.
Yeah, that's what
I
Beacon
love
calls
his
him.
name, Virgil. Such a good name.
It is a really good name. So then he arrives on the scene, and then we see that there's this reporter lady, and she finds out there's this alien being, and that ends up being Icon, and she ends up becoming his sidekick, Rocket, and that's also Beacon's mom. So that we're revealed to that.
Yes.
And then
and also as an aside,
Mhm.
when I read Static's season 1, I saw those characters and I was like, who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I read this and I'm like, oh, that's who
they're
they
milestone
are.
characters, and Icon's basically the Superman for this, but he's like immortal. They
Yes,
talk about how
he's
he's been
the
around
mascot.
since like the 1800s, so that's really cool. But then,
Yeah, Icon.
then it's revealed that Alva pushed all of this blame onto Curtis Metcalf, or Metcalf. I have to look at how they spell his name again. That way, I'm like getting it right. Metcalf. Yeah, Metcalf. So Metcalf gets blamed for all this, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to turn into my own superhero. And he becomes Hardwire. Hardware starts like beating the shit out of bad guys, and they explain that Hardware was the Crusader, Icon and Rocket were the symbols, and Static was the spark. So there's these three different teams, and they were all the like catalyst to what made the Age of the Milestones. And then Beacon starts to notice, he's like, oh yes, I remember this part of history. And then he's like, wait a minute, I don't remember this. And it starts to show Hardware appears on the scene of the death of Alva. Somebody killed him. And then they're like trying to blame it on him. And he also like warns them, he's like, somebody like killed him. And what else does he say? So they found his body. That makes me the prime suspect.
It to basically
yes.
be a catalyst to like
to make them the
like,
martyrs.
Go after the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's the excuse of like sending everyone over there.
Yeah.
And we see like a cabinet full of like government members.
Yeah, I got
including
Sam
Amanda
Lane
Waller and Lex Luthor
as the president.
This is like 2000s. This is early 2000s.
Yes. It's like during like
'Cause
Batman
Lex Luthor
and
was president
Superman.
in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's president and like he sends people to go to Dakota City.
Mm-hmm. And this is
to
like a different art style for this
call
next
them.
chapter. Who's doing the art style for this next one? It's Carlo Pagulani and Steven Segovia, which I really like. This
the first artist?
Who was the first artist for the Act 1 is Valentine D. Landro. And who was writing it was Joseph
I think
P.
that's the Mr.
Illich.
Terrific guy.
Stephanie Williams is writing this Act 2, by the way. The lady who was writing the Superwoman story that was in between the Tom King stuff. So, yeah, go support that one, by the way. Go buy those 2 books that she wrote, because that's better than Tom King stuff. Yeah. Anyways, he's like, all right, you need to send the right kind of squad in to round these people up. So they get the Suicide Squad to come in and try to wrangle up all of the Dakota metahumans. And they're met with the Blood Syndicate. And the Blood Syndicate and the Suicide Squad start fighting. It starts to cause like chaos in this city. And then the Milestone heroes show up on the scene, and they're actually fighting like the army people that are coming in trying to attack the city. And the army people are just causing so much chaos. They're like almost gonna kill all the people that are just normal in
Like
Dakota
shooting
City.
civilians.
Yeah, they're just ending up like using their own power to be like, oh, we can do whatever we want. We're just gonna take like martial law. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. And then Bronze Tiger of
Hold
the
on 1 sec.
Yes.
I think Discord delayed my audio a little bit. Let me leave and come back.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you were fine before. I was picking it up fine.
It was delayed a little bit.
Was it? Oh, I didn't even notice it. I felt like it was fine over on my end.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. So then Bronze Tiger is like kind of being like, I'm on the wrong side here because I'm black and I'm seeing the problems here. Like, I don't want to be a part of like Amanda Waller and Lex Luthor's plan here. So he starts to like fight Hardware,
Right.
and he's just like, he notices like one of the army guys is about ready to shoot a family. He's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Those are kids. Like, why are you doing this? So he starts defending the family. It's just an all-out huge fight. And Captain Atom comes in as the army douchebag that he is of the DC universe. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who likes Captain Atom. He's always the character to be like, I'm just going to take orders.
It was okay in that DCKO tie-in.
I don't know about that. He went power hungry.
It was Superman versus Captain Atom.
Yeah, he
He
went
was
power
cool in
hungry.
that. I liked.
He was
him in
cool,
that.
but at the same time, he was very character flawed because he's like, I want
a douchebag.
power. Yeah. So him and Icon go head to head, and it's just like the spread page of them like going toe to toe, and Icon is beating the shit out of him.
It's Dragon Ball.
It really
Battle
is.
of Gods. With
It's
them
really cool.
punching each other in like waves.
It's basically the Superman versus Captain Atom issue, but just for one page. But I think it was really cool. So, anyways, the Justice League arrive on the scene to finally help.
Speaking of Superman,
Yeah. So he's there. They help. The Trinity does anyway. There's no other Justice League members. It's just them. So they're finally there. They save the day, and they're like, we need to figure out what the fuck happened. Like, they attacked us. And Superman says, this is wrong. To be honest, if I were in your position, I'm not sure what I'd do, but Dakota is your home. It's your decision, not the Justice League's. Which I'm kind of glad that he's like, hey, like, this is your turf. Like, you guys, like, we'll figure it out with you. Like, I'm not the one in charge here. You guys are. So I think that's kind of good and kind of, like, smart for Superman to realize, like, this is not my home turf. This is these guys' turf. So anyways,
yeah, but basically all of them go to Lex Luthor.
well, yeah, they roll up on the scene. Sergeant Steele, Amanda Waller, Jefferson Pierce, who is Black Lightning, by the way, is part of the cabinet of like Luthor's lackeys here. So it's like, oh, even Jefferson Pierce has been like demoted from being a superhero in this situation. So like, oh man, like a lot of the black characters are not being superheroes in this situation. So it's almost in a case of like Lex Luthor is scared of black superheroes, and they're specifically targeting Dakota City. So anyways, Jefferson's like, hey, like, I'm
I
gonna
don't
take.
think it's necessary. You could read it as like Lex Luthor being a little bit racist.
Oh,
I read
100%.
it more as what it's described in the comic, which is your a vast majority of metahumans
Yes.
per capita, and that's bad. And he doesn't like metahumans. I think it's more that.
It is, but at the same time, I think
feel
it's
like a little
also
bit of it is racist a little bit.
racist. Yeah, for sure. I think that's the undertones of it, because he is 100% supposed to be Trump in this situation. That is 100% who
Keep
he's
in mind,
supposed to be.
Lex Luthor was president before Trump was president. It's sort of like
Yes.
Simpsons predicted that.
Yes. So we have Static and we have Rocket, and they're kind of like on the side in this testing lab with Jefferson Pierce. He's like, I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. Like, I thought I could do stuff while I was in this cabinet, but you can't work in a system that's corrupted. So he looks at them and
And he even says, as a father and a black man, afraid to see history repeat itself, I say, do what you gotta do. And I'm like, yeah, good on him.
you got to do what you got to do. So then we cut to Icon Hardware, and they're talking to Luther, and Luther's like, "Hey, you got to like sign this thing." So and then he's like, Icon says he's like, I could literally like kill you, dude. And he's like, yeah, but you have like a Kryptonian down the hall, so you'll have to like answer to him. And I'm like, in my head when I was reading that, I'm like, I don't think Superman would give a damn. Honestly, I think he would be like, okay, yeah, I didn't kill him. Icon did though. That's cool. But anyways,
Jesus Christ.
I think the situation of this all comes from a matter of like, because Hardware and Icon are talking about like, we have to be the symbols, like we have to be the faces of this community and figure out what the answer is. Like, we're put in a very tough situation. Like, if we kill him, if we do anything bad, they're going to like go after us even harder. Like, that is the situation at hand. So they kind of have to be like, we have to bite the bullet and sign this. We have to do what's best for our community. So anyways, Static and Rocket, they destroy a bunch of this technology that was like holding memory stuff, I guess, where it's like they wanted to erase that we were even here, so like, let's destroy this stuff. And they're too late to go back and stop things, so they see Icon shaking hands with Lex Luthor, and everybody shakes hands with him, and Static is the last one, and he is so pissed off. Like, you can feel it. His hands are electrocuting, and he goes to shake his hand.
Yeah, when he like shakes his hand and lets go, it's sort of like Static, and he's like, he's like, he's pissed, he's dejected, but he's like, I want to, but I can't. So, you know.
Well, like, thing is, like, he tells him, he's like, I'm gonna have Agent Steel down the road from where you live, right, Virgil? Like, he knows who these people are, so he is a threat. Lex Luthor is. So unfortunately, the Milestone superheroes are forced to retire. And then it is revealed that Rocket is pregnant this whole entire time with Beacon. And we cut to Beacon in the time stream. He's like, that is a whole entirely different past that I didn't even know about. It's completely changed. He bounces back into the present time. We see that Virgil is at a coffee shop with some friends, and he sees Beacon land in the middle of the road, and they're like, what the hell is that? Goes out to check on him, and we see a bunch of rioting going on. There's a woman with a sign that says down with the system, and Beacon talks to Virgil, and he's like, hey, you need to be the one to like stand up, dude. Like, you used to be the person that like meant something here. Like, you need to stop with like this lukewarm kind of attitude that you have. Like, don't be accepting of what's going on, because you're the one who made the spark. You were the one who like led all these heroes, pretty much.
And before he disappears, he goes, "You're the best of us, Uncle Verge. It's time to wake up." And he just fucking disappears. Instead, it goes, "I'm sad."
Yeah, like he remembers him. So then we see at the very end, Static is looking for his costume, and he says, "You know what? It's time for Static to fight back." And it says a new beginning. And it might be hinting that there's a new Static book, but
that's probably like right before he went to appear in Kids Are All Fight.
that's true. It could have been. But my thing is, I'm really hoping people bought this book and read it. And I'm hoping
I did.
that, and I did too. I have my physical copy in my hand right now. That's how I was like recalling everything.
I wanted the fucking
I know. I tried
52
looking.
cover.
I tried looking for it for you, and I didn't see it.
It was
Somebody
just the-
either
was
bought
the
it or it
original
wasn't
one.
there. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I really hope that people go and buy this, and I hope that it means that there's more static in the future, there's more hardware in the future, there's more icon in the future. Maybe in the future I go back and I read some of these books. Like I kind of want to go and learn more about icon and hardware, and then also read some of original static. I think that would be really cool to kind of learn more about these characters. So I hope that out of anything, if this book sells really well, it means for DC to be like, hey, okay, we need to start taking it seriously and make black led character books. And
Well,
I
not
hope
only that, but
yeah.
just give us a fucking static ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're excited for Static. I think everybody has that deep like want for him, and it's been a really long time. And I really hope that DC just honors Milestone and isn't like trying to strong on them. I hate when it's like business stuff behind the scenes where they're like, "Oh, we just want this for ourselves, and we're not going to do anything with this character," or we're trying to like sabotage this company. It's like, God, can you not like work together? Like
Yeah.
we've seen in the past, you guys are working with Marvel. You're working with these other companies for DCKO, Boss Battle, and stuff like that. Why don't you give that same respect to Milestone Comics? Like they've worked hard. They made their spot here in the comic community. So at least honor them and have them here. So I think that's all I want to say about that. We care about that. We care about representation. We care about these characters. And
I want to watch the fucking animated series they had.
did you
where
never
they had
watch it?
one guy just bring a gun to a school.
Oh my god,
No, I
there was a lot of episodes like that where there was episode like
It was very edgy and progressive, which is really cool.
yes, it was. It was very
And what do you mean
adult.
progressive? I mean like actually like dealing with topics no other
Mhm.
show would talk about back then.
It's really neat. I remember watching that episode, and my dad was very serious about it after watching that episode with us. He was like, "Wow, I like changed things." So if that show could change things about how like my dad felt, then that really means something. But yeah,
Well,
Great
we're
book.
down to the last one.
last book. Time to get like less serious. Well, I mean, like this book has like horror elements to it, but Phantom of the Opera, Universal Monsters, Phantom of the Opera, issue 1 from
So it's probably Lon
Image.
Chaney Jr. Family Opera, not like Andrew Lloyd Webber Family Opera.
I've actually never seen any of them, and I just picked this book up because I'm like, oh,
I have a history with. I'll say what here. Yeah, all right. Yeah. This is the right one. So,
okay.
Andrew Lloyd Webber Family Opera musical. Yes, great, cool, great. In Las Vegas, there was a huge like Phantom. They call it the Phantom Experience, where it's Phantom of the Opera. They built like $1 million custom built theater. And
Whoa.
all this other stuff. And I went there when I was like a kid, like I don't know, 11 or something.
Mhm.
And I dressed up as the Phantom.
Oh my
the
god.
mask, and the cape. And we bought
Hey.
front row seats, baby. And at the very end of the show, when we were doing the gown and stuff, the curtain call,
Mhm.
Phantom saw me and he pointed at me as he left. I was like, oh, it's him. It's the Phantom.
The Phantom. That's cool.
Anyway, I haven't seen the original. I haven't seen the original like Lon Chaney Jr. movie.
I have not seen any of it. I'm kind of interested. Like these comic versions have made me interested. Like the Invisible Man one was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And this one's got me kind of hooked on what's going on too. So the book opens up, and we're following this Mademoiselle Chris, or what's her name? Her name is
Christine Daae.
no, not Christine.
Christine Daae.
I think so. That is her name, I think. So
No, my musical. I know what that is.
I'm looking. Well, she's talking to herself, so I had to look at it again. But we're opening up on this like play called Faust. So she's doing her makeup and she's like, that silly girl is never where she's needed. So then all these people are like, break a leg, Mademoiselle Biancaroli. Biancaroli. So they're telling her all to do good luck. And then she sees across the stage, she's like, Anatoly? And you see this like figure with like a white face. And it's the Phantom. And it just, the curtains open and she's just being like hanged and dying in front of all these people. And they're like, oh my God. So then everybody's like freaked out and they're like, calm down. It's going to be okay. And like a candelabra is like thrown at somebody while they're all trying to like calm down. And there's this inspector, what's his name? Inspector, it's not Dubert, but he's looking around and he's talking to people and he's trying to figure out what happened. He's getting like different answers from like the maestro, the playwright, one of the guys, Anatoly Garan. He's talking to him, and they're like, "Oh, I've seen like a ghost around here." And there's the other Italian guy there who can't speak English, and then he knocks on this door, and it's Mademoiselle Dai. She's like, "Yes, please come in. How can I help you, Inspector?" And he's asking her.
Wait, Italian? I thought this took place in France.
There is an Italian guy there. So I don't think this is in
Okay.
Italy. There's just an Italian guy there. Because the lady
It's in
who
France.
first got killed spoke a little bit of Italian. And he told her good luck. Because I had to look it up. Because I was like, what does this mean in Italian? And she was just like, thank you. And I guess she was like the only one who knew how to talk to him. But anyways, he's talking to Mademoiselle Dai. And he asks her, good evening, Mademoiselle. I'm Inspector Dubert. I need to ask you some questions about what happened this evening. She's like, dreadful, isn't it? I mean, Mademoiselle Biancarlo could be a terror, but murders, it's just... she's like, oh, so I guess I'm the prime suspect because I wanted to, like, wring this woman's neck. And he's like, no, I just wanted to, like, talk to you. And he's like, have we met before? And then she asked him, he's like, are you from Rickwire or something like that? It's like really weirdly spelled. It's like Riquewir. He's like, excuse me? And she's like, are you not from there? And he's like, no. Who is from there? And she's like, or is that where you're from? And she's like, no, I'm from Bergheim. He's like, well, that's from where I'm from. And he recognizes that she's like some girl that used to dance in front of a fire. In the village, and he's like, oh, like, how are your parents doing? And she's like, oh, they're like dead. My papa, we lost my papa to the war, and my mom died of a broken heart. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And she's like, do you have any questions for me? He's like, oh, right. And then he realizes it's like midnight. He's like, well, I'll leave you to be. And then she's like, if you think that's best, Inspector. And he's like, please, you're a fellow Bergheim. Call me Raoul. She's like, good evening, Raoul. Good evening, Mademoiselle Dai. And she says, my name is Christine. And he just goes, Christine. Like he's fond of her or something.
Christine Daae.
And then he looks in this bin, and it's just this napkin that says, leave Paris tonight or cease to feel the warmth of another sunrise. And on it says, Plale and Sons Publishing. Like he wrote it on this little flyer. So he's going to investigate that. And we see like this amazing like painted imagery of like Christine, and she's practicing singing, and she's just like about ready to be attacked by like all these sinister hands and stuff like that. And she's like, no, please just stop. And then the maestro is like, what the hell is going on? You need to like get things right. So he takes her to the office and he's telling her, you only have like one chance to become something like special. You can either be normal or you can be like phenomenal. So she's kind of like hit with that, and she's like a lot of pressure. And then we see the inspector. He's looking through this glass, and some prostitute comes up to him, and she's like, "Oh, you looking for a good time?" He's like, "No, I'm just trying to inspect here." So, uh, he gives her money, and she's like, "Oh, like I can help you. This guy has no sons. He just put that there to have like a more familiar like atmosphere to the place." And she calls him a devil. Let the devil have him because he was murdered like a week ago. The guy who owned this place. So then we go back. We see that the Faust sign says like this is under investigation. This is closed without further notice. And we see in the room of Mademoiselle Biancaroli, Christine is there. She's like, again, damn it. And then we see this figure, and it's like, you're strangling the air from your own throat, Christine. She's like, hello? Keep your palate light. Trying to wrestle the sound from yourself won't work. Lift your palate and inhale instead of pushing out. Create the space of the air to flow through you, in and out. It's as natural as breathing. And it's like, this creature has like almost like a play mask on, but like there's tendrils coming out from the top of it, and there's tendrils going around Christine. And then we cut to her, and she's getting ready to sing, and we also see Inspector Dubert, and he's like getting ready to like investigate another thing. And we see her singing, and she actually like takes the advice of this phantom, and she does amazingly. And we cut to Dubert, and he's like at the coroner's place talking to the coroner, being like, what happened to her, like, and they explain that she had ligature marks on her throat consistent with hanging regrettably for her. She did not expire quickly from a fractured neck. Based on your report, she likely perished from asphyxiation just as the curtain was rising. And then they say Mademoiselle Biancaroli got one last performance after all. And then it goes back to Christine. She's back in her room. She's like laughing to herself. She's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. That actually worked. And then the Phantom just talking to her. She's like, of course it did, child. And she's like, is that a ghost? Is that the ghost of the choir girls? It's like, I'm no ghost, my dear. Think of me as an angel, sent to protect you. An angel? Certainly. My own angel of music. Think of all we'll accomplish together, you and I. And like their hands
Angel
are
of
together.
Music, that's in the musical!
Yep. And it's like, it shows that she's like on the other side of a mirror. So I think he's like supernatural or something going on in this. Because like he's on this other side of the mirror. They're not like hand in hand, but his hands are where her hands are. So I'm kind of interested in what's going on here. Like, is he supernatural or is he not? Is he a real person? We'll figure it out. So I don't know anything about this.
It's not a one shot, it's an ongoing.
Yes, there's multiple issues. It's 4 issues usually
That
for
Invisible
these.
Man was one issue.
No, it was 4 issues. So I'm interested to see what they do with this. There was been multiples of these. There was the creature from the Black Lagoon. There was Dracula. There was the Mummy, which I really want to read the Mummy
There
one.
is one coming, yes?
One what?
Isn't there another Creature of the Black Lagoon coming?
I think it's a reprint that I sent you because I was looking more into it, and I think it's a reprint. It's just in black and white. Because I actually have another one that's of Dracula that was a reprint that's in all black and white. It's beautiful though, so I'm interested
Is
in
it
what's going on.
basically an adaptation of the Universal movie?
I think some of these are adaptations and some of them are new spins because the Invisible Man one is actually a prequel to everything going on. It tells the story of Jack Griffin and how he developed the invisibility formula and who he experimented on and what it did to his mind and who he was beforehand. Like he was a monster before he became a monster. Like, it is insane
Right.
what he does. So I'm interested to see how the Phantom one goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the weekly roundup we have. These go on for a lot longer than I want to be honest.
Yeah,
But
we gotta.
home.
That was 3 hours. Holy crap of roundup stuff.
Yes.
Damn. Well, we got to talk about the new
Uh,
comics that are coming out, the new comic book news.
Yeah, let's lightning round them really quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a new Ben 10 comic coming out. This Ben 10 comic is described as absolute Ben 10. So the designs for these aliens are going to look a lot more organic. This is coming out from Dynamite Comics. I've been excited. People talked about it. It was like rumored for a while, and now I'm like actually seeing like visuals. It's really cool. So I can't wait for that to come out. And then we also got confirmation that there's going to be a Sonic and Godzilla crossover. So I'm also excited for that. Godzilla's crossing over with everything. It's really silly.
Can you send me the art of this is new Ben 10 thing? Because I keep
I sent
typing
it to
in
you
Absolute
already.
Ben 10. Can you send me it again?
I'll send it to you later. I'll ping it or something.
Wait, let me look at because I want to comment this because when I look up
Hmm.
to this, oh,
Ben-
'cause
yeah.
when I look up Absolute Ben 10, I get a Webtoons comic.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, no,
It's
this
not
is
that.
like a lot more.
This is coming
This
from
is a lot more
Dynamite.
realistic.
Yeah, it's really cool looking.
Yeah. Weird.
Any
Okay,
thoughts
back
on
to Godzilla.
Sonic Godzilla?
Sonic.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm wondering how they're gonna tie that in.
big kaiju. My name's Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh. Something like that.
Did we already? No, we already did talk about the Sonic and Justice League one in the last episode, right? The sequel.
Metal Legion.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That exists.
Um,
I'm reading it.
We're also getting a. I'm guessing this is an Elseworld book, but we're getting a book called Superman Father of Tomorrow, and it's like, what if Jor-El survived and he comes to Earth and changes everything, and he's not only a man of strength but a man of science. So I'm like, oh shit, that'll be cool. And then we
Yeah.
have Marvel is celebrating 50 years of What If. So we're getting new What If books. And the first one that we are getting is What If Cyclops Stayed with Madeline Pryor? And the cover to this, I gotta show it because, good God, Madeline Pryor is hot.
Yes. Give it to
Wait.
me as well.
I will
wanna see
send it to
this.
you. Where is this at in my folder here? It's on my desktop. Okay, there it is. Oh, it's way bigger than what I
Give it
thought.
to me. I need to see it.
Give me a minute. I'm putting it on the screen for people. Then I'll show
Show
you.
it to me first.
Well, I already sent it to the people. Here it is. If it'll enter. There you go. There it is.
Oh, she is literally hot.
Oh yeah, she's
uh-huh.
free. Well, no, I just meant redhead goth baddie, hot. Oh, and now I'm frozen.
It's
Okay.
fire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This was Jean Grey.
It said Madeline Pryor. So, anyways,
Yes.
There's
but
going to be
look at Jean
that.
Grey.
there's going to be that. There's going to be what if Thor got Spider-Man's symbiote suit? What if Ultimate Universe survived the Secret Wars? What if the radioactive spider bit Jessica Jones? What if Kraven survived his last hunt? What if Captain America was unfrozen in 2099? What if the Runaways hadn't run away? And what if Cassandra Nova killed Charles Xavier? So I'm guessing that means what if she killed him in the womb instead of him trying to kill her in the womb? So that'll be interesting what ifs. A lot more interesting than the What If show with its crappy premises. So, and then we have
Yeah.
Reborn
It's all
Ultimate.
MCU too, which is weird.
Yes. We have Reborn Ultimate Impact introducing new versions of old characters. We're getting a new Wonder Man. He's going to be African American, which is really cool. And then there's other characters being introduced. There's like a Hulk-like guy, but he's not Hulk. He's like something else. I can't remember his name. But he's also being introduced. And then for our final bit of news, we have End of Life is getting a second printing. So that's really exciting. That book was really good, and I'm happy that it's going back to printing again. and so is Bleeding Hearts. So Vertigo is already going off to a good start.
Yes.
Now for more serious news, Image Comics is going to be printing a anthology of Jason Latour's Super Ego.
I have no idea who this guy is. Please tell me.
He is kind of a big name in the Image scene. He wrote Southern Bastards, which is kind of like a well-renowned like country book. Anyways, this guy has been he was accused of sexually assaulting and harassing a bunch of women in the comic industry. Enough to the point that a lot of these ladies they're like, I'm not coming back to comics because of this guy. So, yeah, there's a big problem with Image being compliant with this because they are also like not addressing the situation. He was said to have apologized to somebody, but not to all his victims. So there's a huge problem here with with Image being like, okay, yeah, we're gonna like print this anthology for this guy who is being a weird sexual predator. So I don't know why they would do that. That's bad light for them. Yeah, don't go buy this book, people. So that is my take on that.
Yeah. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's I really don't understand why they would do that. That's
Well,
like
it's also weird in a good way, though.
a
We're finally getting X-Men! We're finally getting X-Men fucking arcade 6 players online, thank God!
yeah.
Oh my God. So, during IGN Fan Fest, a literally what the fuck is that digital showcase event, we got the reveal of Maximum Collection. So, this includes a bunch of like older like games. The games we have included is X-Men the arcade game. We have Captain America and the Avengers. Remember that shitty NES game of Captain America and the Avengers with Hawkeye in it? Yeah, that's in there.
Yeah,
But it's
that
also
we
the
played on your
arcade
stream. It was really
We
bad.
have Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. We have
That's gonna be awesome.
Venom Spider-Man Separation Anxiety.
Hell yeah.
We have Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge, which is kind of neat. We have Silver Surfer. That's in there now.
Hell yeah.
Yes, the X-Men arcade game is going to have rollback net code.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Yes, there is an integrated cheats menu, which is great. That means I can play my Silver Surfer game with cheats and not have to worry about a ROM hack.
Hell yeah.
But yes, this is a really cool collection. I believe it is coming out April, I think. I don't know where the Steam link is. Let me look this up. Steam. Why is there... I swear to God there's a Steam link. I don't know why fucking Google isn't picking it up. Marvel Maximum Collection. It's
Yeah.
on there. I swear to God I thought it was on there. Is it not? Did they take it down? They may have taken down the link.
I hope
'Cause I remember
not.
there was a Maximum Collection release date. Maximum Collection release date. Did they not? I swear to God, it was coming out in April. Was it not coming out in fucking April?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. It's just coming soon.
Damn.
Well, fuck. I hope it comes out soon. I really want it. I really want. I want to do a collab with me, you, Ali, Stargazer, Abby, maybe Lily. We're all gonna be X-Men, and we'll get to hear Magneto say, "Welcome to Die."
Welcome to Die.
Die is the name of the island they're on.
Oh,
Apparently.
really? They made it like a canon thing. Where it's like
No. I remember playing like an iPhone port of the game, and I remember learning that the island they're on is named Die.
he's okay.
So when Magneto says "Welcome to Die," he is literally saying "Welcome to my island named Die."
Oh my god. Crazy.
Very funny. But speaking of
Yeah.
superheroes that we like,
Yes.
we were
Since
wanting
it
to
is
do this
Black
last
History
week,
Month.
but we didn't have time. It is Black History Month. And I want to spotlight our favorite Black superheroes.
Yeah.
I want to start off by talking about my favorite Black superhero. I talk
I
about
wonder
him
who
all
it
the
is.
time. You know who it is. It's Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific is
What?
a really amazing character. I remember. I mean, he does count, right?
Yes, he does, but that's
Mis-
not who I expected.
Mr. Terrific, was I remember hearing about him a little bit before. I remember seeing him in Superman. I was like, "Who is this guy?" I remember watching the Superman movie. Like, oh my god, he's so good in that.
Yes, he
and
is.
read Mr. Terrific Year 1. I really love the character. I want to read more stuff with him in it. I read a bit of the Terrifics, which is a pretty decent series, but it only lasts like a few issues.
Yes.
He's a major part in the Justice League Unlimited. Really good character. He's basically like, I wouldn't call him Black Iron Man, but he's basically Black Iron Man, except without a suit. It's his orbs.
He got the
Flying
orbs.
around, punching dudes.
The
and
T-spheres.
He's great. And his outfit is so good.
Fucking
His
amazing.
jacket has like fair play because he's a legacy character. He's a legacy character of the original Mr. Terrific, who his motto was like fair play. So he took that over, and like his jacket is so ooh, and I'm so glad that James Gunn pretty much directly adapted that costume into live action,
Yes.
proving that you can have comic accurate suits work in live action.
Well, I would say
So,
probably the
love
hardest
the
part of that
character.
suit is the face mask, right? Because it's like he has to have a T on his face.
Yeah, but they did it in live action.
I know. I'm just saying that that's
Eddie
probably the
Gaffney
coolest
did a
thing.
really good job
Yes.
mimicking that.
And thank God he came back to like the superhero industry because he died in X-Men Origins. No, not X-Men.
who was
X-Men.
he?
He was X-Men First Class, and he was Darwin, the guy that can't die. And they killed
died.
him off. And they promised
funny.
him, they were like, "Oh yeah, your character is gonna like be in other movies." Immediately gets killed off, and it's like, oh, that sucks. But now he's like, he was the coolest character of that movie, and he is getting a show. I'm pretty sure they are a greenlit. They're like, yeah, Mr. Terrific is getting a show because he was just so awesome.
Well, it isn't greenlit, it's just heavy rumors.
Yes, and I hope so.
But now with this whole Warner Bros. Being bought by Paramount thing, I'm not sure if they'll want that.
I really hope that's not the
DEI
case.
woke for a black character to lead a show, even though it was insanely popular. I'm really hoping they just don't touch James Gunn's DCU. Don't touch DC in general, or Looney Tunes. But Looney Tunes is already in dire straits even before then, so hey.
Hmm.
God, I can't wait for Coyote X versus Acme. Ugh.
Oh yeah, that is actually coming
So
out,
what's
but it's
your
under a different.
favorite? So what's your favorite black superhero?
I have a few actually from DC.
Something from DC.
Yeah, I like Batwing. I like Luke Fox.
We'll go back and forth.
Yeah. So I actually picked up the Batwing book when Luke Fox took over, because originally it was another guy who was like the Batman of Africa, but he was like, fuck this, I'm not continuing to be Batwing. So Bruce Wayne's like, hey, Luke Fox, or Lucius Fox's son, do you want to be Batwing and like, you know, be awesome and cool? And that book like was so good because it was basically Batman Beyond, because it balanced the fact that Luke had a family and he had to keep his secret from them. It was almost like Spider-Man in a sense, and I was like, oh, yo, this is really cool. And he had some really cool villains too that were like, he fought like lions, and he fought like this lady who had like ant armor. It was really good. And he also actually got like 2 or 3 covers that were done by Darwin Cook before he had passed. So I was like, oh, this is amazing. And his suit was basically the Batman Beyond suit.
Nice.
He just didn't have a mouth.
I like that suit.
So
Yeah.
I like Luke Fox. He's a really neat character, and he's kind of like down to earth. He's not serious like Batman. He makes jokes. So I really like Luke. I thought he was a good addition to the Bat family.
You know that reminds me of a character that I don't think really many people have heard of. He's only been in like a movie, and he
Oh
may
my
have
God.
some comics. But you've never heard of this guy. His name is Miles Morales.
Yep, I knew it.
Super underutilized. No, I'm just kidding. I love Miles Morales. Ah, he's great.
Miles
I
is
remember
awesome.
I have a bit of a history with Miles because I remember when I
Mhm.
was watching like the first trailer for Into the Spider-Verse, like the first Spider-Verse movie. I was one of the many who was like, "Ugh, why are they adding a black Spider-Man?" Blah blah blah.
Oh my
I watched the
God.
movie and I'm like, "It's good. I like him. Watch Across. Yeah, he's good. I like him." It wasn't until I read Ultimate Spider-Man. It wasn't until I read Ultimate Spider-Man that I got to see Miles just in his element fully. I read the Bendis run. The Saladin wasn't great, but then the Ziegler run was like, ooh, I love this character now. He's my favorite Spider-Man now. Like, the fact that he's different from Peter and that he has, like, bioelectric powers and he can conjure up, like, a fucking electric sword and he can turn invisible. He has different powers from Peter, but he's still Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
I do wish that we come up with some sort of like different name for Miles that isn't Id Arachne or Spidey
Or Spin.
Or Spin.
Give us a name that actually kind of works with him. I don't
Spider-Man.
know. Like we have Spider Gwen.
Spider-Man.
Spider Gwen. We have Spider-Man. And we just
Spider-Man.
have Spider-Man Morales, or maybe Ultimate Spider-Man.
Call him the Spectacular
think-
Spider-Man.
Oh no, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Call him.
That's his like
Spy-
official name. It's like
I
Ultimate
got it.
Spider-Man.
I got a name for him. The Human Spider.
Shut the fuck up.
That's probably one of the best
Yeah,
lines in that movie.
I love Miles to death. He's great.
He-
I cannot wait to see. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, I want to address something really quick.
Mhm.
I have a feeling that some people are going to interpret. So, I want Tom Taylor as the new writer for Miles. I've been very
Yes.
vocal about that because I think he'd be a great fit. That does not mean I do not want to see black creators write Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because I only recommended one black creator for Miles. It's just I don't know very many of them. I want to know more of them, of course, but like
Mhm.
I feel like people be like, "Oh, well, you want Tom Taylor? You're whitewashing his history." But no, I'm not. I am not doing them the fucking slightest. If they have some fucking excellent like black writer on Miles, yeah, great,
Hell
cool.
yeah.
As long as it's not Joe Kelly, I don't care. Or is that Miles?
Please. Yeah. Please
I
keep
do
those
not
two
care.
away.
Or, yeah. But I just want a writer that actually understands Miles, and that's why I picked Tom
Yeah.
Taylor because I think he'd be a great writer. But if there was like, if Evan Narcisse, who's the guy I recommended, writes him, if Stephanie Williams comes in to write him, if another black creator I don't know of writes him, great. I want that. But as long as it's a writer who understands Miles, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just give me a good writer for Miles, you know? Or they could be like, actually, Ziegler's doing another one. I would prefer that, actually. But
God, that would be
moving
so
on to other
cool.
things. I understand that completely. He wants to do other things, and that's great. That's cool.
You know what he looks like he's
But-
working on? A Taskmaster
What?
book. I think he's working on something for Taskmaster.
Where did you hear that?
On his Blue Sky, he keeps reposting stuff with Taskmaster that's just black and white pages.
I think that's just Taskmaster and Deadpool. I think he's doing Deadpool because like he wrote Deadpool, and Taskmaster was a big part of his Deadpool run.
Mhm.
So I think he's just like, hey, remember my earlier stuff? Remember Taskmaster and Deadpool? Like the character.
I'll
I think
send
it's
you
that,
some of
not
the
just
posts.
I am cryptically teasing. I am writing Taskmaster.
I'll send you the post to be like, is this
Yes.
from Deadpool?
I know the latest thing, and you know what? I'll save it. I'll save it. What's
Okay.
another black superhero you like?
Who else? Someone from Marvel for sure. I gotta say, Luke Cage. I fucking love Luke Cage. He's amazing. I love that
Have you read any
he's.
comics from him?
I have my eyes on a series that I want to read. It's not by a black creator. Interesting enough, it's by Gendy Tarkovsky, the guy who made Samurai Jack and Dexter's Laboratory.
Really?
Yes, he made a 4-issue series called Cage, and it's all about Luke Cage. Yeah, yeah, it looks really interesting. I love the art style for it. I actually have a poster of it. But
Probably drew it.
yeah, he did.
He wrote and drew it.
Yeah, he did. I'll send a picture to you later.
Yeah.
But I like Luke Cage. I like him being a part of the new Avengers. He's probably the best part of it because he brings just like a down to earth kind of vibe to it. He's like amongst all of these like super people, and he's just wearing a yellow t shirt. He's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let's beat some bad guys up. I love Luke. And to see him like rise up and become the mayor of New York, that's such a really cool like evolution of the character. I really like Luke Cage, and I like his relationship between him and Danny Rand, the two heroes for hire. They're just the best bros. I love them.
Yeah.
And his relationship with Jessica Jones as well, like raising their kid and stuff. I was like, oh, really neat. So he has a lot of like growth as a character. So I think that's something that I admire about him. From going from like accused criminal who took the fall for some other guy to becoming the mayor of New York. So
he's
it's
still,
really
he's
neat.
still the mayor.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what else they do with him. I got to read some runs with him in it besides New Avengers.
Yeah. But speaking of Marvel black characters, we gotta get him out of the way. He's the king. He's here forever. It's Blade, the king of vampire hunters.
Oh my god, you
I really love Blade.
you completely like
I really love Blade, but they underutilize that guy
They
so
do.
much.
they do.
Like he had a Red Band series. That's great. That's cool. Why didn't you continue it? Where is he? Give me him and his daughter. I think his daughter had a fucking series like years ago,
Mhm.
probably right before Blood Hunt. Like we haven't really seen him since the Red Band series. Where is he? He's really popular now with rivals. I'd imagine he's a good character. I haven't seen the movies with Wesley Snipes.
We need to watch the first one together
I
then.
have seen him in Deadpool. I have seen him in Deadpool and Wolverine.
He was so good
great
in that. So
But-
funny.
It's just he's a daywalker. He fights vampires. He's got dual swords. He's great. I love him.
He's just
I
so
love
cool
him.
and slick.
So anyway, Black Panther.
Black Panther's really cool too.
Black Panther is. I do really like Black Panther a lot. I was also someone who at the beginning was like, blah 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 DI. Well, this is way before DI, so I was like, oh, well, blah blah blah. And then the thing that made me change my mind on the character was Ultimate Black Panther. Oh my god, that comic is everything the movie wasn't. Like political intrigue, him and Killmonger teaming up, Storm's in there. Ooh, it's so fucking good. And speaking of Storm,
We love
I
Storm.
like Storm.
God.
Storm's pretty good. I haven't read enough or watched enough to sort of really like appreciate her as a character, but like, it was great. It's cool. Not one of my favorites, but she exists and she's really fucking strong. Like, the Marvel Universe acknowledges her as like a goddess, basically, because she controls
Hell
the
yeah.
storms and stuff. Which I think is really cool. You have any other ones? Because I have some.
Let's look at DC because we talked a lot about Marvel characters.
Oh, yeah. I still have some Marvel stuff. I
Yeah.
know. Well, we can talk about Static. Can you talk about Static?
Static. Fucking love Static. I love that his motto is don't start nothing, won't get nothing. You know? It's like if you don't start
Yeah.
some shit, you're not gonna like get me coming after you. I love Virgil's
Basically.
attitude. I love the show of Static Shock. Like it is always telling you a lesson. It always talked about like racism or like, you know, bullying. It was a very mature show. I unfortunately have not looked
Yeah.
into like many like Static comics. I want to now after like all of this stuff that's going on. So, like I said, I want to go back to like the original run and look at it. And I also want to read that Static season 1 that you were reading. You said that was okay,
It's okay. It was
but I want to
pretty
read it.
good.
So, and then I want to. There was a new 52 book that only lasted a few issues, but I kind of want to read that too. Like, I just want to read every Static thing that's coming out now. Like, I like
'Cause
Virgil as a character.
You want to support Milestone.
Yeah, I want to like learn more about the Milestone universe in general. I think it's a neat universe, and the fact that like it's kind of like so closely knit with the DC universe enough for them to like include it in their media. Like they're in the animated universe with Batman and the
Yes.
Justice League. They're in the Young Justice universe. Like Icon and Rocket and Static are in that universe. It's like these characters are big enough cultural icons, not to like name drop Icon, but you know, they're that
He's a
big.
cultural
Yeah,
icon.
exactly.
Uh,
But anyways, yeah, like they are that big to be in these shows. Like I want to see what is their biggest storylines in comics. I want to see how they got to be as big as what they were. So, it's intrigued me enough. And I think I also need to appreciate characters that, you know, they don't look like me. I'm a white guy, so it's like I'd be interested to see other people's stories. Like I think, and this is me going on a little bit of a tangent, but growing up a little bit now and like learning more about like people of different sexualities, of different backgrounds, like those stories intrigue
I'm
me.
someone of a different sexuality.
Exactly. Well, I've grown to be somebody of a different sexuality now too. Like I figured things out about myself. Like I originally didn't know I was like bisexual or well, I'm more sexual to be specific, but I didn't know that until I started like going deeper into the communities of like VTubing and reading stories, like watching shows like Doom Patrol where one of the characters he is gay, and I was just like, oh whoa, this is a way more complex story than he's just gay, because
yeah.
it's about Negative Man, and Negative Man is not just gay, but he's like a selfish person who wanted all the fame for himself, and he like protected the fact that he was gay because it's like, oh, this is gonna look bad on me. So not only looked bad on his family, it looked bad on the guy that he was like cheating with. It's like so many complex things. I'm like, wow, I've never seen a piece of media depict a gay person to be more complex than just their sexuality. So I thought that was really
Mhm.
neat. And that changed my perspective on like everything, I want to say. And that was DC stuff. So I think that's another thing that was interesting. But yeah, sorry to
Yes.
tangent and talk
I
about
think
that.
I think we have time for one more black character per. John Stewart,
Yeah,
the
I was
Green
gonna bring him up.
Lantern. John Stewart started off in the Green Lantern Green Arrow book about them going on a road trip.
Hmm.
And Green Arrow showing Green Lantern Hal Jordan, all sorts of like, real world stuff. And that was the origin of John Stewart. He became a Green Lantern after that.
Yeah.
And he is one of the most respected, like, not only Green Lanterns, but just black characters in DC in general. He's appeared in so many different adaptations and cartoon shows. He's going to star in Lanterns with Hal Jordan. He's great. He's cool. He's also an architect. He's a very smart man.
He is.
He likes to build things, and that's really cool.
I would say for the longest time, he was the Green Lantern of like the comic book culture for a long time. Like nobody really knew who Hal
it was
Jordan
like
was for a while.
Hal Jordan at the start, John Stewart was sort of like that, like Justice League sort of like character.
Hmm.
Then we get Jessica Cruz in the later series, and now we're starting to get Jolene or Joe Mullion or whatever her name is.
Oh, I just mean like in the cultural like perception.
I
of
also gotta
who-
mention Joe Mullion. She's
Yep.
great.
She's awesome.
I read Far Sector, and that introduced me to Jamal Campbell, one of my favorite black comic creators working today.
Hell yeah.
I'm so glad he's writing Zatanna. But
Yeah.
he's great. Joe was such an interesting character because she kind of spawned from the Black Lives Matter movement. Of like, she was in a protest,
Oh really?
and no. She was a cop who was going to like quell a protest. She didn't like that. She got fired, and then she became the Green Lantern after that. So she was sort of like in that like that cultural event that was going on around like 2019, 2020.
Wow.
So great character. I hope she gets more ongoing attention. She's only a little bit. Of course, she stars in Absolute Green Lantern, but I hope she gets a little more in like Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern because she appears a little bit. Also, she's bisexual,
Hell
so you
yeah.
not only get black representation but bi representation, which is great. Yeah, two of the best Black Lanterns are black characters, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, you got one more.
Yes, and that's Cyborg. We love Cyborg. I think the idea of, half man, half human is really. I think DC has kind of like strayed away from like that idea of him. Is that he's not all cyborg? Like when you usually see him, he's depicted with like maybe only half his face as the only human parts. But actually, when he first like appeared on the scene, his arms and like some of his legs were actually like exposed to be fleshy. So I think they need to represent that more about him. But I like Cyborg. I've seen him in a bunch of different media depicted in really interesting ways. Doom Patrol, really interesting idea of like his story arc in there was with him and his dad, and I like that. And then I think the biggest one that everybody knows him from is the Teen Titans TV show. That show was really good about depicting who Cyborg is, and the best episode being the one where he fights Magnus, and he's like, he has to face the reality of like, I'm machine and like mostly machine, and I can only push myself like this far. And then he pushes himself beyond the limits of what he's able to do. And I think that's completely inspiring. It's like somebody that was told like you're only built this way and you're only allowed to do this, and then he breaks beyond that. That's so freaking cool. And I like Cyborg because he's not only just like smart, but he's like a silly guy. He's very complex, and I like that about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, he was kind of the main character, or like the hero of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, I know not many people like that movie, but when I watched that cut, I was like, holy shit, like, Cyborg is like the guy who saves everything. What the hell? This is awesome. How did they mess this up when they put Joss Whedon on board? So, Cyborg's really cool. I think he's more underrated now. Like, people need to like look at him and be like, oh,
He's more underappreciated.
yeah, he's underappreciated. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to look for the right word. I feel like he was buried when he was on the Justice League. They introduced him and they were like, oh, he's a founding member of the new 52 Justice League. And it's like, no, he's a Titan. He's
The Teen
better
Titan.
than the Justice League because he was part of a family. Because Nightwing and all of them actually treat each other like family, and I think that's a really cool difference between them. So, and Cyborg is a big part of that. So, I appreciate Cyborg for that.
And we appreciate all of the black characters that we talked about, especially Miles Morales.
Yeah, all of them. So, I want to know.
Especially Miles.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Okay, but I want to learn like more about all these other African American characters. Like, I hope to
Yes.
widen my perspective and my horizons
I
and
just
learn
hope we
about
get more
them.
milestone comics, please.
I hope so too, especially after the whole situation. You know,
The
I think
Dakota incident.
yes, it pretty much is that is the Dakota
Yes.
incident. So
Yes.
go
That's
if
all
you're.
the topics we got for
Mhm.
now. Let's go look at the comics for next week.
I got it.
For
Well, I do.
DC, it's a very big week
God,
because it's
yes, it
the
is.
end of DCKO, number 5. We're gonna find out what happens. Do not fucking spoil anything for me, please. Thanks. We get Batman number 7 where he finds the Joker.
Yeah,
Great. An overrated villain in our Batman comic.
he's back again.
Yay.
Guess who's back? Guess
Absolute
who's back?
Superman shows up. He is fighting Parasite. Absolute Flash.
Is he
He
fighting
trying-
Zoom on this cover?
I don't know. But no, that's like Eobard Dawn, like a mutated version or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But it's gonna be the end of the Fort Fox arc, which is basically the entire arc of the series.
really?
Um,
They're gonna cancel this book?
they're not gonna end it, but it's like it's the final piece, like the beginning arc where he's like in the lab or whatever.
Oh.
Are you reading Batgirl?
I might pick this up since it's a new arc and she's becoming a bloodbender in this. So it looks cool. I've kind of wanted to start.
Bloodbender? What?
I'm not even teasing that. That's what's happening on the cover here.
Yeah, except the twisted metahuman abilities of the blood.
Mm-hmm.
How to will control her blood. So it's not bloodbending where she controls other people. It's bloodbending with her blood.
Yes.
We also got Batman Static Beyond. Please buy this book. It's good. Thanks.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
For Marvel side, we have Amazing Spider-Man 23, the next issue of Death Spiral. It seems like every week is going to be a new part in Death Spiral.
Yeah, I'll read this one as well. So that way I know what's going on. I was interested in what was
Yes.
happening in this first issue.
Yes. We have the final, not the final issue actually. Is it 6? It's 6. We have this penultimate issue of Nova Centurion, which I am really enjoying. I love me, Dick Ryder.
Oh my god, shut up.
We have a one shot. No, sorry, a limited? I think it's a limited of Darth Maul called Shadow of Darth Maul. It is apparently a prelude to a Disney Plus show. There's a Maul Disney Plus show coming? Really?
Wow.
Yes. I like Darth Maul. I'll read that. We also have some X-Men stuff that I probably will be reading. We have Iceman, Omega, and we have Moonstar.
I think Iceman Omega is just a reprint of online stuff because I think that's what it said.
Yes, Infinite Comic. But I am picking up an X-Men book
Oh,
because there is an X-Men annual, and the name of the villain is a really funny name. He's named the Creationist. I
no.
think that is a very funny name.
Okay.
In terms of image, we got Radiant Black, baby.
Way you
Before
back.
we cover Radiant Black, we're going to do a medium-ish talk, something like that, of the entirety of Radiant Black because I want to talk about Radiant Black, like the whole thing. So you better fucking catch up before next week, or I'm going to spoil everything for you.
I'll read it. I swear to God, I will. I swear to
Is there any
Jeebus
image
Christ.
stuff you're reading?
What else is coming out from Image this week? They're doing a facsimile issue of Spider-Man crossing over with Invincible. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, if they have that at the local comic shop,
I'm gonna
I'll
pick it
get
up for sure.
Funny points.
What else is out
I
this
think,
week?
I think that's all for like the
I'm
major.
I'm gonna be reading the
stuff.
Moonstar book because I'm like trying to read all the number ones of like the X-Men stuff. I got Daredevil
Oh, shit,
and
there's a new Rocketeer book coming out.
yeah. Oh, it already came out. The first issue did. Pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gonna be reading
Okay,
Daredevil.
now I'm on the right one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees Right of Spring, the final issue in the that thing.
That's coming out, but we haven't read any of
the trade
that.
paperback.
You gotta read the first one though, right?
Yes.
I gotta read it too.
Yeah, I'll read the trade paperback of the first one.
I want to read it as well.
We also have a Sonic Crossworlds comic. Hooray.
Why are you
It's
mad about
not
that?
even written by Ian Flynn.
Oh, I see.
I don't know, I keep seeing Crossworld all over the damn place on my fucking
Can I mention?
like timeline.
Can I mention? Absolute Batman, #1, 11th printing. Absolute Batman 11, third
They're
printing.
doing more.
Look at all of the Batman reprintings this month. Third printing, third printing, third printing, third printing for all these different issues. 5th printing for issue #7. 8th printing for issue 2. Look at all that. That is crazy. Absolute Wonder Woman. 8th printing for issue 1. 7th printing
That's
for
a lot
Absolute
of
Superman #1.
Like there must be a demand for that.
Fuck yeah, there is. Look,
It's been sounding hotcakes, but,
Absolute
like,
Wonder Woman has more than the first issue also being reprinted. Absolute Wonder Woman issue #5, third printing. #6, third printing. #8, third printing. Like, did you also see All In is also getting a third printing, I'm pretty sure. So we're getting like all of these Absolute related things getting reprints.
If you see All In special reprinted, please get me.
I will try. I don't think any of my comic shops really carry reprints, which I think that's a
LCS
waste.
carries some. They also carry new trade paperbacks. Like I saw the new printing of Peacemaker Tries Hard my LCS, and I'm like, huh.
Apparently, Psylocke Ninja is getting second printings, and I'm like, how?
Damn.
It's Flash #28 is getting a second printing. Like, there's a bunch of books getting second printings. Ultimates is getting a third printing of #1, second printing of #2. All these different issues for the Ultimates as well. Like, why are they ending the Ultimates book if it's getting reprinted this many times? Like, that's insane. So I thought I'd just like focus on that because I think that's really interesting news to realize like these books are really selling. So
Yes.
but I think that's it, everybody.
That's all the time we got.
Go read
Tune in.
the
tune in
Dakota
next
incident.
Time. Yes, please go read.
Go buy it.
Go buy it. Go read it.
Tell
But
your
tune in
comic.
next time where we complain about Superman disappearing.
Yeah, you're gonna complain about it a lot, and I'm gonna be like, I want to know what happened.
Yes.
I'm gonna be excited.
All right. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.